Tonight's episode of Tabletop Role-Playing Theater, the Land of Dark Dreams, where a gathering of the finest in theater nerds, dungeon masters, and players get around and play some tabletop role-playing games. I am Dungeon Mistress Bethany, and I will be guiding these players through yet another fine episode of the Land of Dark Dreams. Below me, you will see the players that I'm sure by this point you were all familiar with, but for those of you that are new, welcome. For our reoccurring viewers, it is nice to see you again. Our schedule is still on full triumph, with new games popping up the last couple of weeks. You might have noticed Adventure with Advantage, bright and early on a Saturday morning. And then to top it off in that evening, Mr. Lake over here is running The Curse of Strahd, tormenting another fine group of players. Coming in the not-too-distant future, we are having Tales of the Dice, a kind of talk show / interview / one-on-one conversation with a variety of other players and dungeon masters and things that we're talking about in the business and in the theater. I would stay tuned for that in the not-too-distant future. I believe, however, that is all I have. Oh, wait, no, I lied. There will be no game next week. Unfortunately, I shall be in Dragon Con. You can come find me there if you want. Otherwise, hopefully I'm not sick for the following week, but we never know. I think that's the last announcement I had. Did you guys have anything for me? No? Well, then okay.
Nope.
Then let us get started with tonight's episode of Land of Dark Dreams. Welcome back. So, where last we left off, your party traveled into the lowest passes of the Waishan Mountains with the intent on seeking out the source of the undead menace that seemed to permeate the eastern Elcidian region around Darrowshore. Having successfully defeated the Copper Kings and their undead allies, the Witherlings, you traveled to the Red Badger's camp, guided by the mysterious Anrain Ruby Sunderstar, who was, as you have been told, the leader of the Red Badgers. However, you were ambushed by a pack of undead on the rise up towards their hideout. Though they were defeated, you found even more undead instead of bandits, a number far greater than you anticipated, with even more gathering from the surrounding woodlands. You deliberated for quite some time on how to properly engage this growing army before opting to return to Darrowshore, finding it under siege. In a very intense battle, you carved a path through the heart of the infestation, carving down monstrous giant undead, exploding fungal undead, skeletons, and even a pair of skeletal minotaurs before you encountered the necromancer who who is seemingly in control of this undead army. And in a brilliantly brief scuffle, you brought him low and captured him. And as you hold his unconscious body in the smoldering ruins of whatever section of Darrow Shore you currently reside, what would you all like to do?
I would like to, I guess, one, bind him and then pick him over for any information or any valuables.
Okay.
I think I have
bind him. Please make an athletics check. Bind the rope.
Can I help?
I actually don't have rope, so someone else is going to have to bind him.
I've got silk rope. I need that for reason.
I'm gonna use regular rope. So I think that's in my explorer's pack. I'm pretty sure that is.
Yeah, rope's in explorer's pack.
Yeah, I've got regular rope.
I think it's like 50 feet.
I've got 50 feet of hempen rope. So I will take out. Athletics check. You said
you bind him. How will you bind him?
Athletics.
Yes, please.
Make sure I
you have advantage on the roll because you're using rope.
Oh, perfect. Athletics.
Remember, wins the note.
He's unconscious too, so it's really.
Why can I not?
What are you gonna tie around his wrist?
Apparently. I hate my life. I don't know so bad.
You don't know how to tie a rope, unfortunately, nor a tie, apparently.
I just sit there with the rope. I'm like, I don't know how to. Can someone else do this? 23. Why don't you just pick him up?
Whoa! I didn't know you could actually make a tie out of a rope.
Shut up! I'm not good at this.
It does take you some time, more than you would gratefully admit, but you do manage to bind him.
I'll tear some of his robe off and shove it in his mouth.
Okay. Going through his belongings, he carries very little. A staff and a spell book.
This
spell book is ponderously large, carrying a great many different tanned and worn pages, looking like it's pretty old, probably the same age as this necromancer, who you could finally get a good, decent look at. Venerable in his age, with a very long beard, flowing down to about his midsection, but very thin and strandy more than anything. He has absolutely no hair atop his head and a mustache that kind of curls around. His face is leather-worn and beaten, signs of age crinkled around the eyes. Just by a sheer look, you'd guess he's somewhere in the 60s, maybe even 70s, all things considered. His robes, for what they are tattered and kind of a smoldering symbol of brown and green, with no real discernible sigils or identifying markers.
Is there any way we could check it to see if the spell book is cursed?
Renard.
Well, typically curses aren't actually something that radiate magic, but we could see if they are magical in themselves.
Well, the curse could be also inlaid in the magic, so that way it looks normal.
It's a risk that you will have to take. It's something that, with time, I could look it all over. And just because I'll have that left over, I will use my 1-a-day detect magic. Just to look over the surrounding area.
Okay. The staff is magical.
Ooh.
The spellbook is as well, but it looks to be much akin to even your spellbook, as if it is designed to withstand the pressures and times of the rigor of travel.
No, nothing as far as I can tell. It looks like he was diligent in his procuring of this book. It would hold up to the rigors of time a little more than your standard affair. Not uncommon of spellbooks. Most wizards are much the same. The staff is magical, though I'm not sure what particular magics it may hold. Hopefully nothing too untoward. Can I tell what type of magic was on the staff? What school was it?
Necromancy.
As I was going to say, I bet you 5 gold it's necromancy.
I would not have taken that red.
Nope.
Yeah. And necromancy is on the staff. So probably not something that's...
Ominous, but fitting.
Well, the lad was bringing up the dead, so it's not really a surprise. I wonder what he was showing from that book.
I mean, do we know what we want to ask him when he wakes up? I mean, that's kind of important. We want
To keep him somewhere.
Where'd he get the spell book? That's a good start. It's obviously not his.
Why do you say that?
Look how large it is. I mean, sure, the man's old, but there's probably knowledge in there that's way beyond his age.
Are we sure about that?
We won't know until we ask now, won't we?
You would be surprised how much intelligence and knowledge a single person could gather over a short lifespan.
Knowing this, I'm actually going to stare over to see if Renard's books is any kind of comparison to this book in like thickness or not, or having no idea how wizards work.
What even is a wizard?
The wizard spellbook is about the size of an encyclopedia.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got a lot of notes in it.
Hmm.
I don't know how thick Renard's is.
It's a personal question.
I mean, it's not the thickness; it's just maybe how empty it is.
I'll show you yours if you show me mine. Wait,
I want to know your thickness.
no, I said that wrong.
A lot of pages in there still need to be filled in.
I am going to walk over to 23 and take off the cloak of protection and be like, 23, you seem to go onto the ground much more frequently than I do. This will do you more good than it does me.
He'll just take it and put it over his head like a lampshade.
I'm curious. Would you mind if I looked at that spellbook real quick? I want to see if I can't maybe find the page it was on, because he did fall pretty quick, so it's quite possible there might be an invitation.
I will point out, last week, the last thing we did last session was Reynard went and picked up the spell book, so he was the one who had the spell book.
Oh!
That was the last thing I did last week, because I wanted to see if I could use my inspiration on it.
Then, would you like me to help you find the page it was on?
I'm more interested to see exactly what is in here.
Well, if we could find out what he was trying to cast, then we know what to, not learn.
The first thing Reynard's going to do, though, is he is going to carefully start to look like on the edges of the book, the lines of the book, the cross-section of the book, and he's going to see if opening this is going to reveal any nasty traps or something that might surprise him.
Make an Arcana check.
I'll assist, because I'm right there.
While they're doing that.
Are you proficient in Arcana?
I am.
Okay.
Bards.
Oh, wow, okay. Hashtag bards. Let me read. The binding on the book actually has a name on it. And I'm going to type it as well as Spet.
Ethan.
Eurikiel Zarl is a name written onto the side of the book.
Oh, that looks familiar.
Does it?
It looks, I think so. Haven't we heard that name before?
Does it?
I don't recall hearing this name before.
I could have swore we heard it.
I don't think so.
Maybe just think of another name. Never mind.
As you
You're imagining things.
Perusing through this book, Renard. Are you looking for something specific about this book?
He is just taking a full cataloging of everything that's in it while we're taking care of everything else.
It's well divided. There is a certain section devoted to spell work, which is the front half. There is some more advanced spell work that you either don't have the training or knowledge to understand. This looks like necromancy specific incantations, but the latter half of it has a lot of notes. And with a quick glance, you breathing through it, you see a lot of mentioning something called the Scions of Atropos, presumably whoever this group he is part of, and something detailing an object called the Wellspring.
Have I ever heard of that?
Make a history check.
I think I did take history as well.
You guys have fun with your book. I'm gonna just do a once around, make sure someone's not listening to us.
Nerds.
A wellspring is a device crafted by Vasilia Ilnasia, the Archmage of Abjuration and leader of the Dawnspire, that allows to vast amounts of raw magic.
That sounds boring. I'm going to get Hope Roman.
Well, the fact that he had notes on this does not bode well on what these Cylons want to do with it.
It also details its last known location in a place called the Adanian Vale.
So I take that back. I'm very worried now because he knew where it was. I'm curious why he didn't go after it, though.
He knew of its last known location. That is not necessarily where it would have been.
We could always go and check it out just in case.
We could.
Maybe the Dawn Spire might award us for bringing back such an artifact.
It is risky to leave on a search for an artifact when the town is encircled by undead.
No, I don't think any undead left. If you notice that once the necromancer went unconscious, the remaining skeleton over there just sort of dropped.
We left.
You weren't there for that, Azan, but there was an entire army of undead at the Red Badger's camp that we kind of have to draw attention to.
Are they? But we don't know if they're still active or not. They could have
Exactly, we do not know.
We could always go there and check. I'm not saying we go to this wellspring now. What I'm saying is, going after it might be beneficial to everyone here. Not only that, we have to make sure the town is all right in the prospect or in the same instance.
Speaking of fighting, is there any sounds of battle still going on, or has the town gone quiet?
Make a perception check.
I shall.
As you take a look around, kind of perk your ears up, it's hard to see specifically because of all the smoke, but with a look about, looks like most of the battle has stopped. You do hear the occasional cry out as somebody seems to stumble over something, or a monster falls over somewhere in the distance. But you do hear what sounds like a clopping of horses as something is approaching.
I'll return to the group and relay that. Guys, hopefully it's good, but I do hear some horses coming this way.
Hopefully it is the guard captain.
I don't want to start another fight. I'm exhausted.
That would be nice to just relax.
Just in case, I will use my last spell slot to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
I'm just going to take a knife out in case I need to throw it.
Ready another...
And I'll just not hold my crossbow at the ready in case they're friendly, but just just keep it prepared.
I'll just have my rapier out, just sort of loosely having it in my right hand.
Okay. Coming around the block, you do spot the knight captain in his silver and blue and gold trimmed armor, helmet up, sword alight with almost like a holy energy as the paladin steps forward off of his horse. Coming up behind him are a few more guardsmen, along with what looks to be Governor Gnarlstone, to whom you have been acquainted with previously. They pause upon seeing all of you before the knight captain will hold up his hand. The undead seem to stop reacting.
We think it was that bold fucker there, and he points his rapier at the unconscious necromancer.
Is he dead?
No. Unfortunately.
Why is he not dead?
Answers, information, why he's doing this, who he's doing it for, how he's getting it done.
I see. We'll take him to the garrison. He can be imprisoned there, but he is going to be executed shortly, so question him while you can.
All right, I would heavily suggest using some form of mouth gag and hand binder so he can't get out if he does wake up. We have his spellbook, so he won't be able to do anything else, but there's no telling what he might still have at his ready disposal.
I mean, you could also just stab him in the face if he decides to try anything.
Very violent, but very true.
He does have some powerful spells.
I don't think you take a chance with this one.
The guard captain will gesture to the two guards who are beside him, who will take a few heavy steps forward before they hoist up the unconscious necromancer. Either way, you can question him behind bars.
Roman's just kind of keeping him to the back of the group.
At this point, the governor will step forward. Well, it seems that I owe you a small debt. The town of Derrishore would likely have suffered the bigger consequences had you not arrived when you did.
He was doing some sort of ritual.
I see. I do not have the reward appropriate on me at this person, but at some point in the near future, I would like you to either visit me at the garrison or even at my estate for dinner. I owe you that much at least. I believe you should be properly rewarded for your actions.
I just to ask, how much in your eyes is a proper reward?
I will have to arrange that with my clerks. You see, adventuring is a career choice within Minthos. Many people who aspire to riches, fame, and glory, they took up a life of adventuring. It is regulated, and it is taxed.
Are you going to tax us for saving a town, though?
You are adventurers. Of course I will.
Wonderful. That's fantastic. I'm very happy.
I do have to repair the damage.
Yes, that makes sense.
I've wished there would have been a lot more if we had not been here, just saying.
The D&D equivalent of winning the lottery. Sure you do.
Tempest rolls his eyes.
All right. With that, he will get back on his horse. I will see you in the not-too-distant future. Come to me when you are ready.
Before he rides off, Roman will pipe up. How distant? Are we talking days, weeks? What are we looking at?
As soon as you wish to have your reward.
So what about now?
He doesn't have it now. Didn't you just hear him, son?
No, that was part of the joke.
Oh, hilarious.
I did my best.
Ha, ha. And he'll ride off on his horse.
As he rides off, he'll mumble to Tempest. He's just gonna use to get more fucking meat in his dinner.
You know, you need to learn this thing called comedic timing.
You need to learn this thing called strength.
I do. You're entirely correct about that.
That's really big words coming from you, Azan.
What are you talking about? I'm stronger than him. Barely, but still.
Congratulations. You're the strongest of the week.
I study your spines in a library.
To be quite frank, none of us look the strongest. Some of us look dexterous, for sure, but the only person here that actually looks like they can snap our spines is 23 over there.
Can I have 23 do things? Or do I speak for him, or is he mute?
He's mute right now.
Damn. Okay.
He just flexes.
I figure that's what I wanted him to do. Wanted him to do bodybuilding poses.
See, look at that. He could break all of our spines if he really wanted to.
I do not have a spine.
Well, he could break your inner workings then.
He could break your porcelain.
Roman will gesture to the undead. He's like, oh, Kevin, there's plenty of spines around if you want to have your own.
Actually, that's a good question. What happens if part of your porcelain does break?
It doesn't.
Or what if it does?
Then I believe the organic term is we shall cross that bridge.
When we come to it.
Yes.
Speaking of bridges and crossing them, now that the town is safe, what is our next move?
I desire to go to the library.
I like rewards.
If the library's still up. And not
pay us for the defense of Darashar. I'm not sure how he's going to pay us with the bandits either. We'll have to wait for things to finish.
You're right.
I suggest we do what we can, check to see if there's any dangers. I don't expect anything rough is waiting around in the town, but it might behoove us to see where we can do some good.
Wait, I forgot. Who has the head of that Copper King's girl?
I'll take it out of I'll take the now decomposing head out of my satchel.
There it is.
Oh, we really need like a something to keep that refrigerated or cold.
The bag of holding would have done the trick somewhat.
You know, maybe we should have given it to the mayor as a sign of good faith and told him that we dealt with the bandits.
I suggest we don't do that until we can actually get paid for it.
Well, I just sort of wanted to do it because he's kind of a little shit, to be completely fair.
I mean, did you hear that accent? It was awful.
It really was.
Well,
It's-
either way, I
Feel the
I feel-
burn of the DM staring at you.
That's what I feel right now.
I feel like we shouldn't sit around for too long. I mean, I myself get a little antsy from time to time. So let's make a plan.
What time of day is it?
Get paid.
What time of day? It's later in the day.
Should have been like early evening, right?
Yeah, like 5 or 6. Yeah.
I have a brilliant idea. Why do we do what we need to do and we call it early nights? Because
Oh,
I am. What about Ruby?
her inn burned down.
Oh,
She's still here too, right? She's like,
Nearby, she looks like she's just digging through some rubble, peering around at stuff.
so where do we sleep? I mean, I don't mind sleeping outside, but I like a bed.
Ruby, exactly where was your least favorite competitor?
She just turns and looks at you. I was the only business in town.
Well, that sucks.
I got nothing.
I'm going to go and look around the town, and Reynard is going to take. I guess because somebody really mentioned it, he'll take the staff and the book, and just kind of secure them together, and make his way off to see where any people are screaming like they might be looking for help.
I'll go with Renard. That seems like a smart thing to do.
Yeah, sure, I'll go with as well. Might as well all go with it. I mean, if I'm just trying to find people, then if we get split up and then a rogue mode zombie wants to come up and hug us, then better to be together than separate.
Actually, better to be separate.
Why?
Mold
We were
zombies
all very
explode.
grouped last fight.
You want to be separated so they don't explode and kill you all.
Well, that's why you don't kill them first of all, so that way they don't blow up.
I feel like you do kill them.
Renard, as you are looking around the town, you make your way towards the dock wards where it looks like a few refugees are getting ready to flee onto ships. You can see a few dock hands are helping guide several civilians off, where a voice is shouting them, "All right, lads, let's get going. All right, come on, one at a time, nice and easy. It's not that hard." And you're looking around for the voice, but you don't see anybody calling out. And then you kind of look down, and this creature turns around and looks at you. It's a cat. It is a cat wearing a coat with a small side satchel and a couple of potions.
Aww.
What are you staring at? This cat is brown, tawny fur with a little white tuft across his face that goes all the way down to his belly.
It's adorable.
Staring at you, familiar.
It's like an actual cat, not like a humanoid
Actual
cat.
Yes.
Huh.
Curious.
Did not expect a cat to be handling the evacuation efforts. I'm assuming that means you have information. Where we were told that the grain stores in the town were situated near the dock ward. Where exactly would that be, and who is in charge of them?
Well, I don't know who's right in charge of them, but a paw will point up towards the burned down building. But there was where the grain stores were.
It burned
Where?
down.
Oh,
I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Maybe they're trying to clear up the tracks.
And now it may have just been incidental.
Were you them ones who was out there fighting?
Yes.
Yes.
It's nice to meet you then. And he'll float up about 5 feet. Just seems like a little magic hand he seems to be sitting on. Just lifts him up. I'm Captain Edward. Nice to meet you.
Hello, Captain Edward.
Hey.
God.
So, wait, hold on. Are you not a familiar? Are you just an actual sentient cat?
Well, balls I know, I'm sentient.
I feel like that was a very good question, Hassan.
Well, I mean, Renan has a point. It's
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Captain Edward, and I'll hand out, shake his paw, I guess.
He did the little hand just kind of, sorry, I don't really do the hand thing. I like being touched. Anyway, I do got to get these people up and down off the boat. Seems we're not evacuating, so, well, thank you for what you done.
no problem.
I'm just gonna turn to Roman. But is this normal?
I guess it's about as normal as everything else I've seen lately.
Like, no, this is not normal.
This is adorable, though.
Is it possible? Can I see the name of the boat that the refugees are getting onto?
Yeah, it is called Sebastian.
All right.
Is it a little boat?
Do I happen to know?
It's a full-size galleon.
So the
Do I
boat's
happen
not-
to know anything about this boat?
You have the sailor background, don't you?
Kinda, in a way.
Kind of, yeah. Okay. Make a history check.
Zon's like actually just has like his lips pulled in, like he's just in thought, just like, what is this thing?
Sailor adjacent.
Yeah. Sailing was
It is a merchant galleon that travels up and down the Alcidian coast between Darrow Shore, Baywick, and sometimes make loops around in Marcera.
I recognize the ship.
A little late now. Other than that, no.
Well, it's part of my history, so I was curious.
Go for it. Make a history check.
Well,
There's
not that
lots
kind
of
of
floaty
history.
cats in this history.
Not that kind of history, just my biography.
Came from a floating head.
You had never seen this ship before in your life.
Okay, that's more what I was asking for.
I feel like I have to tackle the elephant or the cat in the room. So you're sentient, you can speak, you have magical powers. How? Explanation? Exposition? Some
Now,
form
see,
of
I used to be,
information disclosure?
I used to be a former wizard's familiar back in the old days, but some sort of wild magic surge, I suppose.
Did you eat a pie?
No?
Okay, Ruby makes some mean pie.
So you were familiar, but due to magical circumstances, you became no longer familiar, but your own person.
That's right.
Actually, that story is not as strange as you might think. I had a friend back at the conservatory. She had a pet raven. We called him Puff Puff. He was subject to a polymorph incident. I don't know exactly what happened to him, but I do know it wasn't good.
So what you're saying is this friend of a friend of yours polymorphed into a raven named Puff Puff, and now this poor sap is
No,
now...
she polymorphed to a familiar that was a raven, and it turned into something. She wasn't exactly disclosing with the details. It seemed like she was afraid it'd get her kicked out.
So there's a possibility there's a monster out there called Puff Puff.
Entirely
The cat
possible.
is
Yes.
just staring at all of you. It just starts gleaning.
I think that would probably be the funniest story any adventurer could say. I slew an ancient blue dragon, and he was formerly known as Puff Puff.
Puff the magic dragon? What ridiculousness.
I hate magic.
Magic's fun.
Is
I
a
just
clear-cut example of why people who are not capable should not accomplish it, or attempt it for that matter.
Roman had a
Oh,
parrot.
no.
It got struck by lightning.
It wasn't mine, but
What was the parrot's name?
we didn't have that long.
Let's all have a moment of silence for this nameless parrot.
Yeah.
Heads down.
Nope, I'm not feeling it.
You're the worst. You ruined it.
I know, I do that. It's my thing.
Look, Captain's right there.
he's just staring at all of you.
Can we get a move on? I don't feel like we're entertaining, Captain.
Yes, we should go.
We must be on our way.
I didn't hear you, Renard. I'm sorry.
Thank you for your information, Captain Edward. We must be on our way.
Of course, I hope to see all of you again in not too distant future.
Yes, and give our regards to Captain Emos. I imagine you work with him quite closely, considering.
On time to time.
Last question. How old are you?
205
Is that in cat years or human years?
human years.
You look very good for your age.
I don't age.
So you're eternal.
Immortal, anyway. At least biologically. I still get hurt.
Well, I know that, but what I'm saying is you can't die due to old age. You could just die if you just die by someone else.
That
Well, I know.
I feel like we've questioned this poor cat more than enough. We should probably be
I want
off.
to learn more about your wizard's college to see like what exactly happened to this Puff Puff, because I'm actually kind of intrigued.
It'll be a side quest later on, out of character.
When I know, you'll know.
Well, good luck to all of you. Fortunately, I'm going to be out of here tomorrow. I'm making a ship out to Baywick.
Baywick, you say?
Fair sales and good winds.
Yes, Baywick.
Lovely.
Ta-ta. And he'll float over to his boat.
All right, now that we've been distracted by that thoroughly and longly enough, let's get back to our task at hand. We need to see if these grain stores are empty.
I imagine if they burned down, they are.
Well, you don't know.
The air.
Something
Whatever
must have gotten left
necromantic
behind.
energies were trapped inside of it may have made it far more enduring than normal.
I agree. I thought we go up there and see what's going on. Just check it out.
I say tomorrow, once we rest, we should go by the Badger's camp to see if those undead are still there. Even to that north, there was, from what you say, there's plenty of them, so they got to leave some sort of trail, right?
Yeah, I thought we had.
Fingers crossed. We need to speak with Nemos about contacting the Dark Claws just in case. Even if they aren't active threat anymore, they should be made aware that somebody has orchestrated a plot to deal with these scions of Atropis or Stillborn Dead or whatever the hell they're called.
Well, we should also try to find some time to go look at that last notification for this wellspring, just in case.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
What about this Adanian Vale? Did I spell it wrong? Adarian?
Danian Vale. Yes.
Danian Vale.
Danian Vale.
Perhaps we could find some maps that have some reference to this Adanian Vale.
I was going to ask, thinking of that name, would I know where that is?
Make a survival check.
Oh, can I do that as well? I was curious.
Oh, a survival check. That makes... Okay, you sure it wouldn't be a history check?
For remembering.
I mean, it's not like I'm trying. It's not like I'm trying to actually navigate the damn place.
On a map, as opposed to trying to find it on a map.
I mean,
I'm not trying to find my way through the woods. I'm trying to remember if I know where they are.
Make a history check.
Can I make a survival check?
Can I make a history check?
Do you remember where it is? It is a specific pair of towns in one major city in the northern section of the empire, right about here.
So Baywick would be a nice little shortcut around the mountains.
Crimson Witch is the capital of the Adanian Vale. Orchards River is kind of one of the trade hubs. White Pond and Asterhurst are further cities along it. You're going any further north, you get into the old ruins of Adania.
Well, that cat is going to Baywick. Might be a good shortcut.
He did also mention we wanted to let that big Goliath fella know about the undead, seeing how he's a Dark Claw.
That's if he's alive.
People to inform.
He seemed very capable. I think he's probably alive.
You never know.
No, I'm pretty sure he's alive.
You know, I heard this horror story once. Once if you went into an old wood, sometimes you could find people bound to trees. That's weird, isn't it?
Bound to trees? How ridiculous.
You gotta pay extra for that.
So
next you'll be telling me about hags.
Well,
where are we going next, folks?
I guess to investigate the grain supplies from what Blake was saying.
Trotting over towards where the grain itself is, the granary, the top half is collapsed inward on of itself, so much of what the interior is blocked and kind of hard to get into. The ground is scorched beyond recognition. All of the grass is dead, and even kicking up some of the dirt, you can see the ash and leftovers of what was once a granary. If there is anything plagued inside of this, you would have to break it open to find out what's in.
So at that point, Reynard will, if it has been longer than 10 minutes since he last cast his Detect Magic, I'll just use a spell slot to cast it again. And he will see if there is any residue from the necromantic energies, like was discussed back when the Stillborn Undead were leaving necromantic traces on the ground where they were stealing life of it.
While he's doing that, I'm just looking around for anything that may have escaped the scorching and all that fun stuff.
With the essence of Detect Magic, looking around, it is very faint. The residual effects are there, but it's not very concentrated. You'd see a lot of footsteps to and fro of humanoid nature.
It'll be whoever's responsible moving it throughout the town. It's how the outbreak started in the first place, if I had to guess. We need to find whoever's in charge of the distribution of this such item and make sure that they know that in previous grain stores need to be thoroughly checked now and destroyed. We can't have this happening again when we leave just because we weren't thorough of making sure that happened.
Much of the grain comes out of Heavy Nook, correct?
Correct.
Heavy Nook, Katoom, that whole area, the Heartlands.
I think we may want to make our way to Heavy Nook. It is possible that there may be bigger problems brewing. If the grain from there is all poison, then Heavy Nook may no longer be a city.
You think word would spread already about that, though?
No, it just happened hours ago.
Well, maybe not. Maybe here, but in Heavy Nook, I'm sure what Hassan is saying is it could have already spread.
And we are some miles away.
Again, I feel this all boils down to if we just speak to Numos, we may be able to learn more information from what he can gather, and if he has any forms of available magics that could contact with us with other cities.
It can't hurt.
Right. So, I guess we have our next board. We need to find Numos and perhaps see if we can't track down whoever's in charge of guard storage and food distribution for the tradeways here in the city.
Okay.
Again, that's if they're still alive.
Numos's tower is about
That's
a
a big
half a
if.
day's walk out of the town.
Oh, that's...
We should, if we want to, I think if we want to go there, we should rest. I think we've done enough today, and we can't really
But
do
Numos
anything.
is in town. I
Yeah,
believe.
we don't need to find the tower. We need to find Numos. He was in the city during the attack, so we can't have gone far.
And let's ask around and find Numos.
We'll
Yeah.
see what we can find just by asking around in general. Whoever's left.
Okay. Make a general investigation check.
Yay!
All of us are just... Oh.
Who wants to help me do that?
Nope, we're good. We're good. Hassan found it.
In the town square, actually, you can see Numos. He's kind of surveying a couple of the corpses in what looks to be a bushel of some sort. He has looks like some sort of tube over his mouth, with a mouth clamp as he's breathing through it.
Oh, there he is.
Well, that was a lot easier than I thought it'd be.
What the hell's in his mouth?
Looks like something to... What is that for? Just to make sure none of the dead smell gets into your nose and makes you sick?
You may be afraid that there's effects of the item in question that are spread by air.
Not to mention, it's a little bit smoky here in town.
He'll look at all of you and step back from the barrel and seems to mutter an incantation before a faint shield is kind of around the barrel itself. And he'll look at all of you and, yes, it's good to see all of you. I am surprised you did as well as you did. You seem to be buffling fools last I saw.
Oh, we still are.
Baffling fools, we solved your little test at the festival without any issues.
That's...
I wouldn't call us bumbling fools when we succeeded, but I suppose that's just arrogance?
Was challenged for children, but good. Regardless, you have my deepest thanks for dealing with this, whatever this was. I myself have been studying the nature of this plague, and it's fascinating.
Yeah, someone who has been enchanting grain with necromantic properties likely to create undead is unsettling.
Fascinating.
What makes it interesting is not the plague. The grain makes you sick and does not kill. But what it really does is it makes the effects of necromancy stronger, and easier to do.
So, if a necromancer were to eat it, would that make him stronger?
No. I think if somebody dies who has consumed this grain at any point in their life, it lingers with them.
At any point in their life.
I've only studied it for 20 minutes. I could not give you exactly what this might be.
That would be worrying, though, if it was sort of a dormant effect, and if any necromancer wanted to, it'd be really easy just to bring someone back as an animated corpse.
Well, yes,
Okay.
but that means they also need to start killing people and then raise the dead.
Actually, that's a good question I just thought of. Have any of you eaten grain as long as we've been here?
No.
No.
The Warforged, no.
I mean,
Bernard?
pie.
Oh, I did have pie. Ruby's not here.
I did have the pies, yes, but I haven't noticed any residual magical effects on any of us, though
No,
I
have
would say
I.
for certain that would be cause for proof.
Well, no, I'm not saying we should be alarmed. I'm just saying we should just, keep an open mind. If these things can lie dormant for some time, then there could be a chance we could be affected by it. Not physically, but
Isan, we could kill you and see if it's easy to resurrect you.
I don't think you can afford to resurrect anyone right now.
Not likely.
I do not think this is good line of investigation.
Maybe
They're always like this when a serious matters affairs. They always have to joke
we
around.
should feed the grain to the necromancer and then kill him and see what happens.
I don't like that idea. That sounds terrible. No.
How about we actually focus on just figuring out how we can deal with the fact that this grain is possibly proliferating throughout the entire empire?
Well, if it's coming from Heavy Nook...
Is fungal in its nature.
Oh.
I thought that was interesting.
So this is almost natural, not arcane? I don't know how magic works.
You can have arcane mixed with natural.
No, it's definitely one of the material components for sure yet. Uh-oh. Am I disconnecting?
It sounded like you were actually speaking Russian right there.
Try that one more time.
I do not understand the nature specifically. It is definitely necromantic in nature, but I think some sort of fungus was acting as the material component for whatever spell was being cast.
Could a druid have helped with this in some form or fashion?
Potentially. Though you'd have to find a druid necromancer.
I'm not saying that.
Aren't there druids that deal with fungus?
There are, I believe.
Fungus is a plant. Druids frequently deal with plants.
Well, no. I've heard of... I mean, obviously druids deal with sort of animals and the land itself, but there are certain druids that I think focus specifically on a certain subject, and there could be one that is maybe fungus. I don't know.
Is this Sean's knowledge or Isan's knowledge?
I would say no. Isan's been around.
Tempest is well traveled too. Would either of us have heard of anything like this? Any kind of
would I've heard stories or even read about it?
Make a history check.
Oh, those are going to be the lovely thing this afternoon. Let me roll this.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, look.
No.
15.
Not once.
Huh?
No, you have not heard of them.
Those probably just stories. Don't mind me, I'm just rambling.
I mean, I didn't even know druids were a thing until I saw that guy turn into a bear.
Oh yes, they're quite resilient folk.
Might I suggest we find a library?
Again, that's if the library has been burnt down.
Much of the city hasn't been burnt down. We've seen many standing buildings.
Have we seen many standing buildings?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
Maybe ask the wizard if it's still standing.
Quarter of the section has been burnt, of the city has been burned, but not all of it.
Okay, just checking.
Numos, is there a library that the general public can access?
Of course. This is in the city hall. Records are kept there, along with various fiction and non-fiction books.
Is that also where we would find the
Indeed.
Oh, lovely.
Kill two birds with one stone.
Two reasons I don't want to be there.
You don't love rewards, Roman?
No, he doesn't love books.
Or the law.
Let me ask you this. Do you use books to work a campfire? That was to you, Roman.
What?
Do you use books to start campfires?
Campfire.
That seems really inefficient.
Campfires aren't the most effective thing when you're on a boat made of wood.
I meant just in general. You seem like the type of person that doesn't like books that much.
Yeah, I'll keep a book or two. Some people I know a couple guys that'll buy them.
Roman had a fascinating book about a cat and a hat when we were on the boat.
I've read that one. It has like green eggs and ham, right?
No, it's actually blue.
Oh, blue eggs and ham.
Reynard is just looking at Numos with a face like, this is what I have to deal with. These are the people I have to travel with. Now you know why I was reluctant to work with them.
Kind of noting that look from Reynard. He's like, oh wait, Numos, question. Does the thickness of a wizard's book have anything to do with their skill or something? Is that a thing?
I've heard it enhances their performance. Isn't that correct?
Not the size of the book that matters, but how you use it.
You know, I've heard that about many things.
If we are done here and you are done acting like children.
I can't help it. I'm sorry.
Gods above, I pray they are, but I fear they never will be.
Did we not come to ask Numos if he could send a message to someone in a
Yes,
different
there are more important things to be dealt with. This is not the only evidence of undead here in this region. There's a bandit camp to the south in the mountains, the Red Badgers. They're all undead and more swarming to their number as far as we could tell. We're not sure if this necromancer was responsible now that he's been dealt with, if they're dead, but it's not good. Signs of stillborn dead, mentions of scions of Atropos, even in this book, which he will gesture towards the spell book of, I have it written in my notes, I've already forgotten his name, Eurikiel Zarl.
Yep.
He'll pause. That is very unlikely. That is Eurikiel Zarl.
It's what it says in the book.
Then that is not his book.
Who is this person, Eurikiel Zarl?
Eurikiel Zarl goes by different name, called the Ghost Lord.
Would any of us heard of this? I have a feeling probably somebody.
Could I make a history check on that? Or would that be not
Somebody
something I
here
would know?
from the Adanian Vale? I don't believe so.
No. But
No.
I'm a wanderer, Sean.
If you're curious about the name, make a history check at disadvantage, except for Lake, who is a red person.
I'm gonna make a dibs check because that's gonna be my pirate name now.
Oh my gosh, Leon, get away.
No.
Wait, you said I should make a history check?
You are more red than most.
I think it was me as well. Sorry, my cat ruined.
I have no idea what you mean when you say you are more red than most. I literally have no.
You are a scholar.
You're learnt.
All right.
Oh,
You are
learned man.
History.
You have heard of a entity called the Ghost Lord, some sort of, presumably a lord of ghosts who lives out in the Thorncrawl.
Thorncrawl. Sounds like a pleasant locale.
It sounds more like superstition to me. I've never heard any.
Was an elf a long time ago.
Well, now you understand our plight. We have to make sure the proper sources are informed about these threats as they are now. If this is truly an effect of the stillborn dead or something worse, the conspiracy to orchestrate another time period of that, then the Dark Class must be informed. We were hoping you could help us with that.
Well, I do not have the spells prepared for that kind of thing, unfortunately. If you are going to inform the Dark Laws, you should be going to Beowick.
Well, our path seems to twice lead to Beowick.
There are other entities that could use this information, however. And though I will send messages to the appropriate authorities within the Conservatory of the Arcane, the Dark Laws must certainly be aware of it.
Wasn't there a Dark Law here in town? Have you seen him around? What was his name?
Large man, pasty skin. He's gone.
That was him, to a T. Have you seen him?
Not since he left.
I was going to say, he literally said he left.
Sorry, I can't hear very well.
Yeah, I was telling you, we were talking about that's why we wanted to go to Beowick, to tell him.
Oh.
Numos.
Are we sure that he went to Beowick?
I believe he told us on the way out of the bar.
Did he? I don't remember that.
Just go to Beowick and find out. Oh, by the way, Numos, can you identify things?
I can. I do charge a price for it.
How much would you charge for the saviors of the town?
50 gold.
Well, that is a very generous offer.
Chirp, negotiate.
That's what we both did. Your challenge, and we saved your town, and we're offering you an opportunity to learn about these sorts of things. At least 25. That's at least the best you can do.
My standard price is 100 gold. I am giving you a discount.
Oh, shit.
Completing challenges you volunteered for is not that nice.
Tempest, pay the man.
Me? I do have this ribbon with a chain that's worth 25 gold. Is that worth 25 gold to you specifically?
I said 50.
Well, yes, but it's...
I will pay the other 25 if you accept the chain.
Tempest is just like face palming, like, that was checking.
I will do this for you.
Take this ribbon with chain. I want it for archery. I loved that chain.
And he
pay him
pulls out,
45.
looks to be a magnifying glass that just sink over one eye, and he seems to stare at the staff for a moment. Ah, very simple enchantment. I approve of this. I'll take the goggles off. It is a staff of longevity.
Staff of longevity.
It
No comment, no comment.
increases spell slots.
Ooh.
Oh, Renard, that sounds lovely for you.
What about me? I cast spells too.
Oh yes, you also do spelly things.
I do as well.
So as I can see, this is for first and second circle.
Okay, that makes sense.
One slot of each.
Wow, that is potent.
That's
Why was
very
it
good.
Actually, thinking about that, can Renard piece together why that would be radiating necromantic energies?
Enchantment upon it apparently is necromantic. At least the guy who was using it last.
That makes sense. If it was putting necromantic spells as extra circles in there, it would probably emanate that necromantic energy.
The wood. It's dead wood.
So many jokes. Staff of longevity. Like,
Ah!
I can't help it.
Focus!
I think this was a smart move, though. I'd rather know that something's not cursed. That way, if any one of us actually uses this thing, we don't get, cursed.
Right. So, did we also go over Heavy Nook? Do we know what we're doing about that?
Sounds like we're going to send him. He's going to send him a message.
Yes, Numos, we're going to trust you with this information. The grain shipments were coming from Heavy Nook, obviously. They were being altered by this wizard. The Copper Kings were even involved, the bandit clan that was off towards the south. We don't know why they were perhaps they were being hired, perhaps they were in on the plot, I'm not sure, perhaps they were just being controlled, but it
Sounds like
seems
ask the necromancer.
it will be on the agenda, yes, but we have to make out the word, we have to establish some form of checking mechanism to ensure that the grain shipments are not proliferating this curse or whatever effects it is any wider, otherwise we may very well have another Darrow show on our hands before we want it.
Come tomorrow, I will send a message to the conservatory or the arcane. They will send the white mages out to make sure no more grain shipments are departed out of Heavy Nook.
That'll help stop it, but I do worry where else. There's no telling how long this has been going on. After all, we just now found out it was an issue.
Indeed.
Renard,
Require a great deal of investigation by all parties involved. I'm sure the Conservatory of the Arcane would be most appreciative of your efforts to find out the cure, or perhaps way to eradicate this plague of undeath.
That should be enough. If the Conservatory can manage the white mages off towards Heavy Nook, then they would probably make better time getting there than we would. I don't know. We could certainly get to Bayo. We can inform the Dark Laws, and we can conduct our own investigation in Bayo to see if it's spread that far north.
When you go to the Dark Laws, speak to Nikolai Goodman.
Nikolai Goodman.
He's an old friend of mine, and the only surviving Dawnspire member I can think of.
What was the last name again? I'm sorry?
Goodman.
And he's a member of what now?
He was a Dawnspire.
Do I recognize that name?
Yes. Nikolai Goodman is the was the only surviving member of the Dawnspire. He is well over 200 years old. He is a human, and he is also known as the Master of the Wind Fist.
Bloody monks.
Bloody monks, indeed. He is ancient and venerable, but wise.
Very monkish.
Well, we appreciate all the information and the identification of the staff, Numos.
Of course. Is there something else I can do for you?
No, I believe we're on our way to Baywick at some point.
Do you know where we might find one named Scather?
You are looking for a member of the Silent Dark. You are
Yes.
You are stupid, and he will kill you. I would avoid him if I were you.
I like living. Speaking of living, the inn is totally destroyed. Are there any good places for us to rest our heads?
He kind of looks around. Perhaps the gold barracks, though you'd be better off in your own tent if you do not like the smell.
Probably fair.
Still living in the woods. It's fine.
I don't mind sleeping in the woods. I got a tent, I got a bedroll.
If we're going to Baywick, we may be able to try the passage on a boat. They may have serviceable rooms.
Captain Edward.
Captain Edward is leaving tomorrow.
Maybe
So we
we
can
can... Go ahead.
I was just going to say we can sleep now, and if we want to go to Baywick, we could just hop on the boat in the morning.
We could get a cat nap on the boat.
I'm going to throw you overboard.
I get it.
Get out.
I apologize. I'm in a bad pun mood tonight.
Stop it now.
So the natural one.
I've been trying as long as I can. It doesn't work. Maybe a salad spell would help.
Maybe some ball bearings.
Ball bearings? Why would ball bearings stop you?
I don't know.
Well, this brings up an issue. If we're going to Baywick, then when do we plan on coming back this way? Because we can't very well collect payment for the bandits or the Dark Claws saving the city if we leave.
I think we have to go see the mayor or the whatever he is tonight. The governor tonight.
Do we have to stay in town for just a few days then?
Not if
If
we
we
just
stay in town, we're not investigating this threat, and it may be spreading far faster than we want.
But we need we need the funds to be able to travel anyway.
We
So you see
likely
the conundrum we're in.
We likely could just come back in the morning. The mayor did not state that it would take many
Governor.
days to get it ready. Or sorry,
What
the
if we
governor.
what if we talked to the governor and asked if he still needs to get the funds? He pays us half now, so at least have something, and then he pays us half later.
We're assuming he won't just have it ready.
The ship is
Yes.
leaving tomorrow morning regardless. Let's go down there and investigate with Captain Edwards or when it will depart and see if we can't orchestrate to meet him before that tomorrow morning.
Well, why don't some of us go to the governor and just see if we can get the reward tonight?
I will go to the governor. I desire to go to the library regardless, so
I will go that way as well. I'd like to make sure we get this reward properly handled.
Suppose I should go with you, so that way I can at least talk it up or down if need be, if he's trying to lowball us.
We might need to talk up or down at the ship as well.
I will
Yes,
trust
sir.
you all to do that. I think I'm going to stay here and work with Numos. After all, the last time I spoke with the governor, I was caught trying to rob him.
Oh yes, you might not want to go there then.
It was innocent. It was trying to get a feather, but still, I don't exactly want to
I think
cover
I
those
think
affairs.
he'll overlook that due to the fact that you helped save the town.
Here's the deal. Let's not add a complication to that.
I trust you all to do it, and I feel that my talents will be better suited here helping Numos for the
Yes.
moment.
Roman, do you want to try and procure travel? You're very good with ships.
I didn't want to go back out, but sure, I guess I can go talk to a floating cat. Kevin, I trust you to get my fair cut.
Oh, I am going to the library.
You're going
Like-
with them.
The same place. And I guess
Yeah.
23. I guess 23 is coming with us.
So I guess it's just you and me that's going to be talking to the governor about this.
And as Reynard realizes that, he kind of leans into Tempest and says, in Ignan,
Oh no.
please make sure that Izan does not take advantage of us.
I'll say back in what is it called? I can't remember the air one
Orin.
ever. Orin, sorry. I wrote down primordial. I'll talk back in Orin. I'll do my best, but you know how Izan is.
Why we're trusting you.
I love
Knock you
secrets. They're great.
It's okay. It's not like I've proven any better tonight. I've just been making puns and bad jokes.
Numos, one last question for you, if you'll excuse it. Do you know where I might find enchanting supplies?
Oh. There is the great enchanter of Zarama Eternus in Baywick, though it seems every finger is pointing in that direction. Otherwise, if you're going to find good enchanters, you need to go to the Conservatory of the Arcane, or simply enchanting within Marcera.
Look at that, Kevin. You need to go to Baywick too.
I assume we are already going to Baywick.
Indeed. All paths lead there. Alright, reward time.
Let's go.
So, now I will divide you into, 3 groups? Which group is going to talk to Edward?
That's just Roman.
Just Roman?
I'm talking to the cat.
All right. As you're there, he's kind of like he's prowling the railings across his ship as he's watching the people. I say that, missing mast. I just step with a live, eh? And he just kind of turns his gaze down to you. Oh, you doing?
Oh, there. My group wanted me to come on over and see if we might be able to charter a ride up to Baywick.
Oh, you want to book passage on my ship, eh?
Yep, just
That's
me and
not
my
too
group.
hard. It's about 5 gold a passenger.
Oh.
You all be quarried up in the same cabin, but it's livable. You got hammocks.
I've had worse. Now, what time are you guys trying to leave in the morning?
Oh, just at work departing at high tide. That's about the 10th bell.
10th bell. All right. And do you happen to know any place we can sleep tonight? With the inn having burnt down.
I recommend one of my cabins if you ain't got nowhere else.
Would that be rolled in with the 5 gold?
Yeah, let's call it 6.
5 and 5 silver.
Make a persuasion check.
Get those silver.
Gotta keep that silver. So 11.
6.
6 it is.
Your second roll does not count.
Yeah. Mouse is being fun. But
Renard, what do you wish to discuss with Numos as he seems to be observing the barrel of plagued grain through the shield?
So, Numos, I couldn't help but notice that you too specialize in evocation. Spend much time at the conservatory?
As much as I should, much to their chagrin, I'm sure. I like my privacy out there.
I can agree with that. I was hoping I could get some of your educated opinion on something away from more prying ears. And Reinhard will actually look around to make sure that they're the only two having this conversation as he says this.
Make a perception check.
there's just a fleet of floating cats.
There is most definitely a crowd, but as far as people paying attention to you, nobody specific that you can tell.
Crowd of people sitting around a barrel that is potentially necromantic energies. Oh, I love people's self-preservation.
It's like watching a crime scene kind of a thing.
Well, he will kind of lean and says, with the way the conservatory tracks people using blood vials, have you ever in your entire time heard of somebody managing to steal that?
Not that I can think of. Why?
Because apparently I found some.
Really? Must be one hell of a thief.
Well, according to her, she had help to do it, and while I'm not exactly sure how that could be done, the fact that it has been done seems to prove that it's possible.
The connotations of that are deep. If somebody is bribing the file holders.
It makes me worry, because if this is something that is floating under the nose of the conservatory, then now we have this proliferation of grain shipments all throughout the empire, possibly. It gives me pause with the systems in place that we are even doing anything to stop something like this, if we're just standing aside and letting this happen.
You seem to be in the impression that the corruption within the empire is deep.
I seem to be under the impression that the corruption in the empire is assured. I'm as sure of it as the sky is blue. And that is a thought that I don't cherish. Do you have any contacts back at the conservatory? Anyone who might be helpful for this? Someone that you trust? Because I would prefer that as little people know about this as possible.
There is one. If you can find him, his name is Gerion Magnus. I will spell that out for you.
All of them, I'm going to get this one right. Oh, I doubled the R's. Damn.
He's the master of illusions and an old friend of mine.
I'm not going to make a history check. I'm assuming I've heard of him, but I probably don't have a spoken level with him.
You've probably been taught by him at one point.
Yeah, at some point. I remember. I'll be sure to keep that in track.
Oh, by the way, I cannot but notice that you are also specialized in evocation.
That's a bold statement to make, considering I didn't show you that.
I have an eye for these things. You have to recognize the same teachings.
Flinging firebolts at people, sure.
Well, you understand there is a flair to your spellcasting that only somebody taught at the arcane by certain masters would understand.
Yes, I don't suppose the blue fire had anything to do with that. I'm not a proud man, but I do have my tendencies.
Indeed. Well, I have something for you. I cannot reward the others with this gift because it is not appropriate. They cannot use it. But for you, he will reach into his spellbook and kind of pull out a page and hand you Gedley's electric loop.
Okay.
Learn this. Might do you some good.
He will look it over, kind of looking through the arcane inscriptions, and he says, when I get the time and the money, I suppose would be worth a look.
I think that will be solved when you get the chance to speak to the governor.
Here's hoping after the blacksmith promised us 600 gold pieces for taking out the Orc brothers, and the final grand prize for the contest turned out to be, what was it, 127 gold pieces? I swear, he's embezzling all of it.
It would not surprise me. I can hear the other players typing up the spell as we speak. What spell is that?
Thank you, Nomos. It has been a pleasure to have civilized conversation in the first time that I can possibly remember.
Indeed. If you get the chance to, I would ask you to say hello to kind of smile.
You wouldn't call them wouldn't call them a friend, but you would call them someone you know?
Yes. Angela Augustine is the master of evocation in Reichel. I have not talked to her in some time, but she was always very sweet.
Master of evocation of where?
In Reichfell. Oops, that's not where I'm supposed to go. I just typed it in freaking touch. Hey, not everybody knows how to spell it.
Hey, Trish now knows.
That one I actually spelled right, so hey. All right, I appreciate that information, Nomos. I realize we got off on the bad foot, but truthfully, it is always interesting to see how everyone else handles this. And yes, that little test may have been for children, but you'd be surprised how childish things can seem very difficult to a mind who's not ready for them. Very close-minded thinkers in this day and age.
I think it's partly because you travel with idiots.
This is possible. They're not. So it's not that they're not stupid. They just have a lot to learn.
I have an 8 in intelligence, sir.
So is like half the party.
I have a 19.
I have
All
a
right,
15 in intelligence.
The rest of you going up to the governor's mansion.
Yes.
I suppose I should change the map to Darrowshore.
That'd be cool.
I actually don't have it as it's supposed to be. So there we go. At the entrance of Gnarlstone Manor, you will find not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, but 7 guards out front, as if they are well aware that the impending danger of the undead might attack the governor's mansion at any given time. And it is more or less under barricade.
As we're coming up, I kind of muttered to Son, like, those guards would have been nice to have had in town.
I know they had to protect their very wealthy benefactor.
Of course they did.
Who goes? One of the lead guards will step up.
The saviors of your town. Hello.
Yes, hi.
And what can I do for you?
We'd like to speak to the governor.
And I would like to go to the library.
Kevin.
Yes.
Never mind. Continue. Sorry. Make a what check?
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Oh, who?
Whoever was talking, we are the saviors of your town.
That was Hassan.
19.
Kind of narrows his eyes. Very well. He'll gesture. The gate's gonna. Big iron gate swings open. It is a grand courtyard, bright green, neatly trimmed grass, closed up hedges that are designed in various different things. It is definitely a rich person who lives here. And stepping into the front foyer of this castle, or manor anyway, you are greeted by a library. It just extends in a grand circle around almost the entirety, with a single staircase that goes up and splits into 3 different directions, one center, one left, and one right.
So, Kevin, I imagine we'll be seeing you in like 5 hours.
Yes. And I'll walk off into the shelves.
Okay. The rest of you, where are you going?
After I am out of sight, though, I am going to manifest my artificial mind and have it follow them.
Okay.
Oh,
fine.
Sorry.
It will just follow.
I think you froze.
Kilrain, keep an eye
Oh,
on Izan.
It
The
has,
party dynamic.
for some reason, nobody trusts him.
The party dynamic is we think Hassan is going to like mess something up, and the Tempest is going to kill people.
I've done nothing to rob any of you, I'll have you know.
Kevin, what are you searching for?
Reynard has his reasons.
You literally cheated me in a bet the first time I met you.
I didn't cheat you. It was a valid bet. You just didn't think about it.
I'm looking for, off the bat, anything to do with alchemy, like various alchemical formulas, different things that I might be able to make with alchemy, as well as any text referring to where any other like repositories of Warforged might be.
Okay. Make a investigation check.
Not great.
Browsing through his library for the next couple of hours, you don't find anything specific about formulas. There is a lot of overlying text speech written by a figure who is based out of Beowick, of all things, named Sebastian Slan, who works in a shop called Potions 11.
Sebastian, like the name of the boat?
Yeah, same name, yes. Sorry, Lake, did I kill you over there?
Potions 11.
Izon has a very big urge to just put his rapier at his neck. He doesn't know why. It's just there.
It's just I can't live in this world anymore.
You all are going to have a very, very rough time when you get to some of my towns with my names for shops.
Oh God. I'm waiting for it.
Wait until you get to Beowick.
All right, Hassan, let's see if we can find this governor.
Going forward into the governor's office, you can actually find him writing behind a desk. The front stair leads up into a larger foyer where he stands. In an office that looks like it's a small balcony raised up above all others with several benches out in front, and you just kind of see him looking up. And it's almost like a courtroom, smaller but very courtroom-like.
I'll kind of look around just a little bit to see if I can notice anything like odd or out of place.
Make a perception check.
I actually am good at those. You would think.
Looks like a courtroom.
I
I
gotta
give a
roll
bit-
better than that
Down to all
fucking
of
kid.
you.
I get. Oh, if he hasn't noticed this, I sort of knock on the door frame, like.
And he notices you walk in. Welcome.
Hello.
Please.
Hello there.
And he'll gesture for all of you to come in.
It's really just 2 of us.
Okay, the 2 of you. I think your friends are doing other things.
They are indeed.
Let me see.
Yeah, we're very busy people.
Very well. You will reward as requested. And he will snap off to the side where a door pops open and a guard kind of walks in holding it. Will just be a chest. As the DM is pulling up her notes. Let it never be said that I do not reward properly. To your party, I award a sum of 2,000 gold. And an additional 250 gold per party member for going above and beyond the call of duty. Naturally, this needs to be entered into the records, but do we have a name for your party?
The Kingslayers.
Oh, I want to be the missing.
I mean, I like the Kingslayers. What about you?
I like the Kingslayers. It's
No,
fine.
I mean, no, you can. I'm open to suggestions.
No, that one really only pertains to me, unfortunately, lately.
Well, let's think about this quite frankly. Renard would probably want something magical. Roman just would want something practical. Kevin probably would want to name the group Kevin.
23 would want to hit something.
He's just staring at both of you like you're idiots.
I'm just open.
You know what? We don't exactly have a group name. We're figuring it out on the fly.
Very well. I'm calling you Misfortune.
Why Can we addendum that to Kingslayers?
You may not. Congratulations, you've been entered in.
This is what happens, Tempest. I ask you a simple question, you can't answer it, and then all of a sudden now with this group name. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Your indecision has plagued you. I have officially entered you into the record as a misfortune. It will go into the Heroes Association back in Brexville.
That seems very official. It seems like we're stuck with it. Oh, well. Oh, darn.
I believe I told you before. Adventuring is an active career choice in Mintos.
Oh, that reminds me. Are you still taking? Will you pay us extra if we give you the pins for the bounties for the Copper Kings?
That is part of the 250. I have calculated it.
We have the head.
I understand.
Kevin has the head.
Wait, how do you know we have the head?
You came into town holding it up. I walked up when it was out.
It was a thing. It was a thing.
That's sort of fucked up, mate.
It was fucked up.
Regardless, perfect. That's perfectly fine with me.
So, is this sufficient for all of you?
I think we can get by with that amount.
Very well. And the guard will just thunk the chest onto the table along with 6 different bags.
So I'm assuming the bags are the 250.
Yes.
I would take one for myself. I'll pass one off to Tempest.
Yeah, I'll just add that directly to my...
I will hold on to the other 4. I'll pass one off to Kevin once we get downstairs. Roman will be on the way, and... Where's... 23's with us, right?
No, 23 went with... Oh, he went with us, you're right. It is just...
So I will pass one off to 23, so we have 2 left.
I'll add to his money.
So we have 3 left. I'm sorry, 2 left. I'll pass one off to Roman once we pass him by, and then we'll give the last one to Renard because he's with Numos.
And I'll just... Go ahead.
As for the 1,000, we are 6...
2,000.
Oh, 2,000.
2,000 gold, plus
2,000.
additional 250 for each party member.
And I'll kind of look at 23 and be like, 23, could you... Me and Nissan are not very strong. Could you take that?
So, pretty much everyone is going to get about 333 gold pieces. Someone will probably have to get 334 plus a bit of silver.
We'll take care of that when we're back with the group. We may have to... We don't know how much it's going to take us to get to Beowick. Maybe we have to use some...
We're going to Beowick.
Seems so.
Indeed. I'll pass him to lead there.
Very well. I'm sure the Lady Patrician will be invited, or delighted to meet all of you.
The lady... Who now?
The Lady Patrician. She is the guide and the leader of Beowick.
I see. Would it be possible to have some form of a letter from you, just kind of indicating the good work we've done here?
I have one better. He snaps his hand again, and the same guard will walk out. One moment, he is getting it. So, guard, will you hurry up? The guard will walk back in, and he holds up an adventuring charter. It's describing your name as a group, the names of your party as they are known, along with the registration to activate and roll yourselves around within the Empire of Reichfell.
Lovely. That's quite handy to have. Do I need to add that to like anyone's inventory adventuring charter?
It gives you the license to actually legally adventure within Reichfell. So
I shall
it
bear
gives
this
you
burden.
access to the heroes boards that we often post throughout any number of cities.
I already had it in mind, Sean. You're good.
Damn it!
Well, access to various nobles and factions that do regular business with adventuring parties.
Good to know.
Dark White Shield, sometimes the Silent Eye.
Wonderful to know. Do you have like a cheat sheet of all those factions?
Not on my person, unfortunately.
Would there be one lying around, maybe in the library downstairs?
Perhaps.
This may be... Kevin's not here, but I'll ask for him. Would it be possible for us to borrow, say, a book or two from your library?
It depends on the book. And
Well-
with borrow, you mean intend to take and never return. I am not used to dealing with adventurers, but I understand the process. You may buy one for 25 gold apiece.
Oh,
Not too
that's... It's not too terrible. But you know what? I don't particularly need any. I'll just... If Kevin's interested, I'll pass along the offer.
Very well.
23, I assume you don't want to read anything? Alright, you're man a few words today.
Do you have a librarian?
We had one,
Did he die?
but that would be the implication, yes.
Wow,
I meant
that was incredibly rude, son.
I'm just saying. I mean, did he die during the assault?
Plague, yes.
That's awkward. It's on... Timing, once again.
What? I didn't know. It's a simple
Clearly.
question.
That will conclude our business, and he'll, on the desk with a guard, will try to escort all of you out.
Oh, you don't need to escort us. We're heading out.
I want to wait till Tempest walks out and he'll say, "Oh, one last thing. You have a book on languages."
Get out, please.
I'll just call out from the hallway. Asan! Timing!
Oh, for fuck's sake! Everyone here is so mamby-pamby when it comes to this. It walks out.
That reminds me, I totally forgot. I did want to see if they had any books in the library in languages that I don't currently speak,
As do I.
You are looking for a book in a different language?
like dictionaries or anything like that, or like a dummy's guide for.
A dummy guide to Dwarvish.
Yes, I want.
Unfortunately, not with that investigation check you rolled.
Could
Okay.
I look? Can I look for that?
You're going to spend the next 5 hours looking for one?
5 hours. I just wanted.
It's a big
Pronounce-
library.
It's a pretty hefty library, yeah. There's probably at least 5,000 books in this place.
No shit. Well, it's still early in the evening. I don't mind.
I'll kind of look at Asan as he's like doing that. I'll be, if you find a book on tactics, I'll pay you back.
I will keep an eye out.
Make an investigation check.
All right.
And I'll take 23 and head to the ship.
11.
Unfortunately, no.
Damn,
That's fine.
just relying on you, Sean.
Eh,
It's okay. I was kidding.
I will head out then, and I will go find everyone else.
Okay. I will say that as a couple hours pass by, you all eventually reconvene back in the town square.
Oh, I was heading to the ship.
Dockyard.
Yeah, I was planning on heading to the ship. That seemed like the most logical place.
Okay. As you go back to the ship, you can see that Renard is having a deep conversation with Numos, probably about wizard stuff.
Wizard stuff.
Roman is returning very likely as well from the ship.
As Roman gets nearby, I'll toss him the 250 gold pouch.
And I will toss Renard
Ooh.
his pouch.
You're still in the library.
Oh, I thought we all convened.
I thought you were looking for like 5 hours.
I'm
This
assuming
time-
time has passed, so.
Oh, okay.
And I toss Renard his, so it's fine.
Renard now has 333.333 repeating gold.
Yeah, one of us will have to. I think that Kevin should get the extra gold and the silver.
Roman's holding his sack. So what's the total?
Well, everyone got a sack of 250 gold. And this, and he'll point at the chest that 23 is carrying. It's like, that contains 2,000 gold. So 333 gold each. 2 people get 334 gold.
Well, we definitely have enough for the ship. It's only 6 gold, and we all get to share a room. and we can
Excellent.
sleep there tonight if we want to.
6 gold a person.
Yeah, 6. That's what I meant. 6 gold a person.
If
I'll
we do
just-
not require a room, I wonder if he would still need to charge us.
I mean, you need a room on the boat.
No, 23 and I could sleep literally or stand literally anywhere on the boat.
Well, I mean, the 6 gold is not just for the night; it's for the trip.
You could always. What? Oh, Kevin. What?
Unless you're gonna walk there, so.
Kevin, what did you in 23 offer to be sentries? Guard the boat.
They still need to deactivate, sleep? What is it exactly you call it?
Sentry mode.
That. They still need that once in a while.
Well, right, but they can still do that, and they can protect the boat at the same time. That way, we might get a discount on our rooms.
If I'm not mistaken, though, they're stuck like that, no matter what.
Yes.
Can you move if you hear something?
No.
Or can you? Well, they don't know
Yeah.
that.
I was about to say, that happened literally at the cave. We had that conversation.
Well, they don't know that. It's fine.
We just got a good sum of money. I don't want to look bad coming back and trying to renegotiate after agreeing. I figured 6 gold's not too bad for a trip and a room.
Will we even need to... Well, you know, it is probably
I'm just
best.
saying, me and 23 do not require room nor board.
I mean, you
Doesn't
require a boat.
Board, actually. You need on board.
Board usually applies to a room.
That would be the room part, actually, of the room and board.
How about we sleep first, and then we get off the boat?
Yes. Do we know where we're sleeping tonight? That was you said that was part of the deal with the ship, right?
Originally, the cat said 5. I asked if we could sleep. He said 6. So I guess if you want to stand out in the woods all night, rope Kevin in 23, maybe he'll take 5. But I'm gonna pay the 6 because I want to sleep inside tonight.
Definitely like the idea of sleeping inside.
I'll pay 6 for sleeping inside. I think I can live with that.
Wait, so did the 2,000 go into our party funds or did it go into our pockets?
It went in
It and then it
pockets.
didn't because you guys told me that you had already divided up when I didn't hear that, so I removed it.
Okay, so I thought I saw it going to the party funds and then...
I gave myself 250 and I gave myself 333. I can take
Yeah.
away the 333 though. And I gave 23 his 250, but I haven't given him his 333 yet.
Cool, my gold's all added up.
I just took the gold at the 250. You can decide on that.
Oh, I
what time
did that
does the
math
ship
wrong.
depart in the morning?
What's that, Kev?
What time does the ship depart in the morning?
10 bells.
What time is it right now?
About 9 in the evening.
I'm just gonna... No, wait, no, the library won't be open at 3 in the morning. Yeah.
As we are all settling in for a long rest.
I'm going to bed.
Reynard is going to talk to Numos again, saying now that he's coming, just going to say, Numos, I don't suppose you could tell me where I might be able to procure some magical inks and such, could you? With the payment from the governor, I might actually be able to do some work in my spell book, and since we're going to be setting sail, I would like to actually put that time to some good use.
Might be able to find some from Giselda's Emporium, but I do have some spare if you need it. I will sell you some.
I'll check by Giselda's. I wouldn't want to rob you of yours, especially if hers is burned down, then, well, supply is going to be significantly limited.
I cannot say for certain if it has or not, but if her place is indeed damaged or she does not have any, then your next best bet would either be me at my tower or the Atronus Tower in Bailiwick.
Well, like I said, I'd like to keep from wasting any time on the sea. It might be a few days over there. I'll check in there and I'll check with you hopefully before the day's over.
Beth, enchanting question. For enchanting scrolls, would I need the same stuff to enchant a scroll that you would need to write in a spell book?
Yep.
Okay, so I don't need enchanting supplies. I need ink, right?
Magic vellum and magic paper.
Cool.
Yep.
Just for my clarification, would that actually be the cost of doing the scroll work, though?
Yes.
Okay, that's just where the cost comes from. I just wanted to establish that.
Yep.
Okay.
Tim's just gonna get in his hammock and start writing in his journal.
I'm gonna head to Gisolda's, probably with Kevin if he wants to come along to see if we can't find what we need.
Yeah, I'll tag along.
I shall pass out in the hammock as well.
Reynard, if you learn from copying things into your spellbook, I can create scrolls fairly easily. And I do have access to a litany of spells that you may not have access to.
Well, that would certainly be useful. Spellbooks like this I can copy directly from. We don't have to inscribe them into scrolls, but...
Yes, it would be a costly process, but it
Yes.
could give you access to a wider range of spells.
Sure.
Bugs flying around here. Ah!
Would stores still be open at this time of night, or would
No.
it be? Okay, then I'm going straight to the boat.
As you go to Numos, or excuse me, as you go to Gisaldus, it is not burned down, but it is closed.
How early did the ship say that it was going to leave?
Roman said 10 bells.
I'm going to assume that means 10 in the morning. Well, that means we may be able to stop by here in the morning and get what we need before we leave. But that means Numos will likely have made its way back to the tower, and, well, it's not burned down, so we don't need to worry about that. All right, that sounds like a plan to me.
I can just sentry mode here if you would like.
Are you sure you'd want to do that?
Is there danger?
Well, there's always a potential for danger. I mean, the town has just recently suffered from an attack. There might be swords out that might see you as an individual whom they could take as an easy target. You would recognize them, sure. I imagine you can see and hear when you're in your resting state, but if they find that they can just walk up and rob you, then that's a lot of money to just be laying around unprotected.
Yes. I often forget of the untrustworthiness of organics.
Well, a situation like this does tend to bring out the best and the worst, since obviously the gods folk are probably more worried about zombies than they are pickpockets.
Accurate statement.
It's all right.
Very
We'll
well.
be back earlier in the morning. Just wake me up around 7. I assume you get up very early.
Yes. What time are we getting back to the ship, roughly?
This will be about 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Okay, cool. So I'll be up around 4 in the morning.
All right. Reynard is going to pay for a room and try and get some rest.
Okay.
Subtracting 6 gold.
Same for me and 23.
Now that we've had the staff identified, as we were basically starting to get our rest, Reynard will spend some time with it and see if... Just try and get a better understanding other than just the explanation that Numos gave of him, how it actually works.
Actually, could I offer my skills as a tinkerer and with someone has the mending spell to the cat in exchange for payment for the trip?
Catch him when he's awake.
Oh, he's not. So there's no one even to pay right now then?
Yeah.
Okay.
The staff itself is about 2 meters tall. Oaken, some sort of dark wood.
Staff is taller than I am. Okay.
So am I. It's a big staff. It has a very faint glowing green crystal at the top, which seems to be whatever focus it would be. And you get the impression that the staff itself is not particularly magical. It's the crystal itself that gives the staff its enchantment. The crystal it almost looks like some sort of modified spell storing device, enchanted to be perversed or twisted in some way. It's an older enchantment that you can recognize. Not something one could easily craft nowadays, but it specifically is related to increasing the memory capacity of spellcasters. So the spells are more of the spells can be cast. As to why it is specifically necromancy, it apparently still has a couple of spells imbued within it.
If I attune to the staff, can I tell what those spells are?
You might.
I will do that.
Okay.
And I'll also be spending the night looking through the spellbook and seeing what spells are in it.
It has... the spell itself has a I will just type it to you.
Yeah, just shoot it over on Discord or whatever. All right.
Going through the wizard's spell book. Rolling it up again. Why don't we take a break?
Wizard stuff.
Sure.
Ooh.
Can I?
Remember.
I would like to also be getting up early since I went to bed early. Just as an FYI when we come back.
We'll be back in a few minutes as we take this break.
Yeah.
Bye.
I actually,
Giselda's Emporium.
Mm-hmm. Bernard, do you have any use for these gems that we have? I'll hold up the gems that we have in the party loot. If not, we may want to see if we can trade them.
yes, holding on to them any longer, I'm not sure we have any purpose for it. And this would certainly go a long way into exchanging anything we might have that might be useful, especially if we can make money on the line from spell scrolls or anything like that.
Yes, I was hoping that we would have a ruby or a pearl in here, but...
A diamond would go a long way as well. There was a spell in there that might be useful. Might be straight trades. I mean, these are quite valuable. 50 gold apiece.
Yes. I don't have any particular use for a diamond, but...
Making your way back into Giselda's Emporium, it is much in the state you last saw it. Wall to wall with who's its and what's its galore and gizmos and gadgets aplenty. Potions, herbs, books, random knickknacks. It looks like a thrift shop gone crazy. The little
Was Giselda the one that had the glider?
no,
Dang it.
but a little halfling girl will walk up to you with a red cloak over her neck, just kind of draped over, with a pair of tawny brown boots and a big smile on her face. On the younger side, you might even a halfling age. She's probably 17 to 20. Hard to tell exactly. Oh, hello, loves. It's nice seeing you again. What can I get for you? And welcome to Giselda's Emporium. I'm Giselda.
Hello,
Well,
Giselda.
we have a few things that we need to do business with. First and foremost, I need magical inks.
I also need magical inks.
Well, all right. That's not terribly hard to get done. How much you looking for?
About 400 golds worth.
Her eyes light up. Woo! Okay. Well, that's a big sell around here, so we'll get that rolled up for you. She'll go behind her counter. You can see she's pulling things off shelves. What color would you like your stuff in?
Black, blue.
Pink.
She looks at the lower shelf. It's all the fuchsias and the brighter colors, but she'll climb up.
Anything in the color of the Empire will be fine.
She pulls up a blue ink of a darker royal blue ink and just kind of sets it up. About 5 different files of varying shades of blue to black. It should be about 400 golds worth, I think.
All right. We also have some gems here to trade in. I don't suppose you have any material components. We would desperately I would love to get a diamond worth 50 gold pieces, and 2 pearls worth 100 gold pieces would be worth it. I figure if we have 2, we don't need to worry about losing one, and we can both handle it twice as fast. Plus, if they're going to charge us 100 gold for each identification, it'll be worth it in the long run.
No, I was thinking the same. I could also use ruby dust worth 50 gold, or a ruby worth 50 gold. I can dust it myself.
Oh my goodness. Well, I can get some of that down. I've got your ruby dust, and I've got a few other miscellaneous gems. Diamonds, unfortunately, are kind of harder to come by, at least in Darashore. You might be able to get some out of the Temple of Haliel. They use them for the rituals once in a while, along with some silver dust, as far as I know. They buy that for me on occasion. Gosh, I wish I could help you with diamonds, though. If I was to go anywhere, it'd be the Atronus Tower out in Baerwick. It's the closest thing I could think of.
Yes, and it's the thing that we keep hearing.
I don't know, have any of you all ever been to Baerwick?
No.
Perhaps.
Oh, it's a beautiful town. You're going to love it. Eternus Tower, it's kind of like this big emporium. It goes up almost as high as the clouds.
I will keep a note of that.
You're going to love it, I trust you. Anyway, here's your vellum and your scrolls and your ink. Ruby dust, right, 50 gold. And she'll go into another shelf and seems to pull off with a couple other extra small satchels and just kind of, here's 2, 50 gold apiece. How many did you say you needed?
We needed... Bernard, did you need ruby dust?
No, I don't need any ruby dust. If we don't have any diamonds, then...
Pearls. Right.
2 pearls.
Yes, the pearls.
Is that all of your vellum and ink?
Not all of it now.
How much do you have left?
Enough to get around. I don't mean to be rude when I say what he ordered there is quite a paltry sum. Mr. Numos goes through quite a lot.
Radar just slow links at her like, did you just describe something he did as paltry?
From a 17-year-old halfling, yes.
I'm so glad I saved your town.
Me too. It's awful business if I'm dead.
I would be interested in buying some vellum and ink myself.
All right. Well, how much would you like?
Let me just do some math real fast. 'Cause I didn't expect her to have this much. I will buy 200 gold worth if you have it on hand.
Oh boy, I'm going out to dinner tonight, that's for sure. Oh wait, they put it down the tavern. Fuck! But she seems writing in a ledger where she goes, all right, be right back. And she'll pull out 2 lovely shades of fuchsia ink for you, Kevin.
These will go very well with my orange cloak.
I don't suppose you have any days worth of rations in there as well. I have gone through a few in our days of travel. Wouldn't hurt to have some on hand just in case.
I got a couple kits I can get for you. I've got about,
I just need 4.
hardtack and raisins fine with you?
Sure.
All right. And she'll go up to another shelf, will open up a tin case and pull out little 4 satchels full of, that's 5 silver apiece.
And Reynard will hand over the 5 gems from their loot table, and he'll say, I'll cover the diamonds and, not diamonds, I'll cover the pearls and the ruby dust. We'll just consider that gratis for the future.
All right.
Very well.
Pearls. And she goes over to a nearby necklace, just kind of like yanks some off and pulls a couple off. Right. No, not quite that one. Yep, this one will do. She'll hand one down in front of you. No. And then she pulls it off a black one. Oh, that's nice, but that's too expensive. Huh? This one's good. And she just sets them down in front of you.
Master Numos already inferred that you may not have this, but you wouldn't happen to have any enchanting supplies, would you?
No, I'm afraid not. That kind of stuff's limited to what the conservatory lets out.
Master Numos did say it was unlikely, but...
Yeah, magic around here, around the Empire, unless you're one of them registers, they don't let you have it. They don't like you having it.
Understandable. It did cause quite the kerfuffle about 200 years ago.
And last night.
Huh.
That's a valid point. Well, that's all I can think of that I would possibly need.
Yes, that is all I require as well.
All right, then. Well, it's good, nice to see all of you again. And I hope you make it back to Dershall and don't forget your Shell's Emporium.
Yes, indeed. But we can't take too long. We have to get back to the boat.
All right. Now I can finally cast Detect Magic and Identify.
Okay. You guys going back to the boat?
Yes.
Okay. How about the rest of you?
I did want to swing by the guard post, you said?
Yeah, the garrison.
Garrison, that.
I'd tag along.
As you walk up to the front of the garrison, swinging on a rope.
Oh, we forgot to fucking ask him questions.
Oh, shit.
Is he
Literally-
like? Is he on like a tree, like where we can go up to him?
No,
or-
he's on a gallows.
Oh, he's on a gallows.
Literally, that was like our top priority, and somehow we forgot that. How?
I
Because we're
mean,
idiots.
Because 23 was the one who had the idea and he's not here.
That's fair. Pigeon.
23? Why didn't you say something?
to be fair, these types are usually a little harder to break. So
Maybe
I
he
don't
had
know.
all
23 could have broken him very easily.
maybe
Oh,
he had all
his
the
bones,
information we
yes.
needed in the book. Maybe he wouldn't have told us anything anyway.
Well, you know what? We'll see if he had any possessions on him. Maybe there's
this
something we missed.
You want to go up to the gallows and loot him?
No, I want to talk to the guards and see if he had anything that is not hanging from a gallows. While investigating if there's any magic items we can purchase.
Just remember, guys, big smiles. Let's try and be a little courteous to these guys. Maybe we can get something out of them.
Speaking of courteous, was I supposed to insult the blacksmith?
He's a
You
nice
did
guy.
a wonderful job. And you know
Wait.
what? You shouldn't be mean to him. He was gorgeous.
Right. Walking into the garrison, it's much as one would expect, with several guards in their shiny knight armor, purples, blues and silvers with trims of gold, pikes out, seem to be watching everybody carefully. But as you walk past them and into the front desk, the desk sergeant will look up and, yeah, and what do you want?
Did we recognize him from when we were defending the town?
Different one.
So I heard that this is a place where we can potentially get some magical items. We were about to head to Bearwick, and I was curious if there was anything we could procure here.
He kind of raises a brow. No. This is a garrison. Unless you're part of the White Shields of the White Mages, you ain't buying anything from us.
Wow, I was horribly misinformed then.
Yeah.
I'll lean in and be like, you couldn't even do a spare for heroes of the town? I mean, we pretty much put an end to the incursion almost before it started.
Make a persuasion check.
Glad someone popped in there, because I sure wasn't going to roll well.
He leans in real close back. It's not that I don't want to help you. It's that my ass would be right next to that necromancer if I sold you anything.
Couldn't have something maybe lost in inventory and for some reason you found some gold in your desk.
Look,
Shit!
shut up and get out of my office.
That was blatant.
Yeah.
I'll kind of look to him and be like, but also, we were there when the necromancer was taken. Is there anything that seemed off about him that he had on him? We're trying to investigate, and Bearwick is on our way as we investigate some of these issues. Anything?
I'm not privy to that information. That'd be up to the night captain whether what he tells you.
Is he around?
He's in his office.
Would it be okay if we talk to him? Just talk to him.
I'll go check. Wait here for a moment. And he'll get up and make his way over. 5 minutes pass by before walking out in his full plate armor, shield on his back, helmet in his arm. And I see all of you again. What can I help you with?
It's a
Just want to know
pleasure.
what was on the necromancer. You already looted him, didn't you?
Well, potentially, but we were in a haste as we were trying to, do a lot of things. Now we've kind of decided on a plan of action. We're heading to Bearwick to further investigate more things like this that may be happening in other towns. In case we missed anything, you've had him overnight. Just curious if there was anything you noticed.
Yeah, he talked a little bit after we beat the crap out of him a couple times.
Glad you did that. He deserved it.
His actual name is Simama. He used to work for the Reichfellian Conservatory.
So I'm going to need both of those things spelled out. Okay, got that one right.
He was a member of the Reichfell Conservatory.
Okay, I got close enough probably. And did he say at all why he was doing this here?
He did not. He
Damn
was very
shame.
vague about the whole damn thing. Quite frankly, it kind of irritated the crap out of me.
I hope you beat him senseless a couple of times.
Couple. Though he did mention that army that he was gathering in the mountains, that one you were all describing.
Yes.
He said with his death, that army will fall into an inert and feral state without a direct control.
Inert and feral?
That's what he told us. I guess that means wandering undead.
Oh, that's lovely.
We're sending some squadrons up to go deal with them, see if we can scatter them out, take them down piecemeal.
Good. I hope they come back safe. Well, I think that's everything. That's really all we were trying to figure out in case we had any evidence we could take to Beowulf with us. By the way, are there any... I heard from the blacksmith, there's magical items here for sale, but only for a certain faction. Is that correct?
Not for adventurers.
Like I said, for a certain faction.
Once in a while, yeah. You part of the military?
No, I'm not.
Would you like to be? We could definitely use you.
I imagine that would involve staying here and defending the town.
Do you have a
Oh,
pamphlet?
no, actually, you'd be sent to Marcera.
Marcera.
Do you have a pamphlet?
The brochure.
Maybe.
Do I have to do like 100 push-ups or something in front of him? Because that's not going to happen.
Oh, let me do a boot camp session, guys.
It's not going to happen.
23 wouldn't be considered part of the military, would he?
Do you make dog tags for us here now?
Oh, that sounds lovely, but
Going under the impression that y'all are being sarcastic. The answer is no.
I'm not particularly a fan of being part of the military. Sounds lovely, doesn't it?
I mean, I asked for a pamphlet, so I'm just waiting for that.
Right.
I
Probably
don't
no
have a
pamphlets.
pamphlet on hand. Sorry, I'm not usually a recruiter.
Fair enough.
Damn, man, that ruined my day.
Well, I just was curious if we could find any magical items for purchase, but if that's not the case,
Not for me.
if that's not the case, Roman, Asan, do you have any questions?
I'm all set.
Do you guys have a new librarian yet?
Okay, you know what? He died, for starters. Timing!
What? It was just a general question. It's not that hard to find a new librarian.
Are you volunteering?
No.
Get the fuck out of my office.
This is what I mean by timing. And I guess...
I wonder if he knew him.
Possibly! It's a small town! I guess we're leaving now, unless Roman, you
My God, I hope so.
No, I'm all set.
Expedite your process.
Expediting, we're heading back to the boat.
Stop eavesdropping!
Woo-hoo.
All right.
We're at the boat.
Bernard, by the way, what do you want to do about that staff?
Well, with what I've learned about it, there is some normal magics about it, but truthfully, I'd rather just... If it's been created through a necromantic mean and for necromantic purposes, it would be better just to destroy it.
Do you know how to destroy magic items?
I would have to do some research on what might possibly undo this. It's old. It's older than anything that I can think of, and you wouldn't see something like this made in this day and age. It's evidence of a time before this.
Should we leave it with the guards, then?
I don't know if I would trust them with it any more than I would myself.
Fair. And Numos?
Perhaps
Or is-
Numos might be worthwhile, but getting it to him would be a chore. He's half a day out of town, and we don't have the time to do that.
I was under the impression he was always in town.
Well, if he went back to his tower, he's certainly not in town.
Fair point.
I think we should hang on to it, and we can decide what to do with it in Beowulf.
Yes, there may be a way to dispose of it there.
If it's possible, we might be able to look into it and see if we can remove the gem without destroying the properties of the staff. If it can manage to hold on to whatever residue of magic that was imbued upon it, it may be possible to keep the beneficial effects while getting rid of the necromantic ones, in which case it might be harmless. But that will require
Interesting.
research and time in Beowulf.
Yes, interesting line of thought. Beth, would I know, with having like the sage background, would I know where we could find this sort of information on like how to dispose of magic items?
I'm making an Arcana check.
Okay. God, My rolls have been trash today.
I don't want to hear it.
Been rolling 12s and 15s all afternoon.
Wow, how terrible.
Anybody breaking a magic item, you have heard of them being stored in secured vaults where nobody gets at them anymore. But magic items, once they're crafted, are generally hard to destroy. You just don't smash them over your knee unless you want something very bad to happen.
Sure. You can't just like toss it in the fire at the end of the night.
You could. Whether or not anything will happen is a different story. The Conservatory of the Arcane does have safe and stored methods of dealing with magical items. You're not sure if that involves destroying them or storing them like nuclear waste.
Cool. So we're just gonna send it to Chernobyl.
No, there is no disenchant button in this game. All right. Are we taking the boat to Bayowick?
See.
Baywick we go.
Indeed we are.
All right.
So do you use the... How long is the trip going to be?
Depends on what you run into.
Of course.
Do you use the Xanathar's rules for scroll creation?
Yes.
Okay, cool. If I have any downtime on the boat, then I'm going to be like bouncing between trying to do alchemy stuff on the first day and probably trying to whip up a few scrolls.
Okay. Making your way back onto the boat just in time as the 9:30 will ring around. You step on and Captain Edward will smile at all of you with a big cat smile, just that, oh, it's nice to see all of you again. We'll be taking off in just a bit. Why don't you go ahead and make yourselves comfortable on the deck. The Sebastian's just about ready to go. And he's flying around on a hand that's carrying him as he seems to be meowing out orders to the various deckhands. You can muster at about 6 to 7 deckhands available. Looks like his crew complement. The ship itself is not terribly large. From bow to stern, it's probably about 250 feet. And from port to starboard, another 60 from one end to the other. It is a single-mast ship with a capstan out the front that has 3 more sails to carry it. As the tide rolls in, they start demooring, and eventually you all sail slowly but surely away from Darrow Shore on a bright and sunny afternoon in the midst of summer.
Lovely.
I have one more scroll question.
Ooh.
Who in your world can use scrolls? Is it anyone but non-spellcasters have to like make an intelligence check, or is it only people who can actually cast spells?
Must be able to cast the spells in order to use scrolls.
Okay.
And now we are on a pretty map that floats around the ocean.
I like it.
I don't see it on the Twitch thing, but I love it.
Well, it's because he's not there yet. We're not doing foot battle yet. That's a big deal.
Oh, I didn't full rest 23. I'll fix that real fast.
The crystal clear waters of the Alcidian Ocean are readily apparent as you float smoothly along, sailing your way northward. Captain Edward, for his part, seems to patrol the banisters from bow to stern frequently, as if he is watching the water on certain occasion before he makes his way flying around his ship. He is pleasant to speak to, but often quite busy while he is doing his ship standing duties. So for the next 3 days, you all have a little bit of downtime, should you choose to use it.
Oof.
Roman, whatever side the boat is facing out into the bay more, like away from land, he's going to be spending some time on that side of the boat, just kind of watching outward.
Why not just get into the crow's nest?
Because I'm not part of the crew and I don't feel like climbing up there.
Tempest actually will use levitate and up to the crow's nest at one point.
Okay. You get a great view.
Yeah, I'll probably just sit up there and draw in my journal.
Reynard is going to scribe 1 first level and 1 second level spell from the spell book.
Okay.
I'm going to tell Renard what spells I can cast and ask if he wants me to inscribe any scrolls for him. And if not, I'm just going to inscribe whatever scrolls I want.
Can't do that.
Oh, okay.
Can't do that for him, excuse me. Wizard spellbooks are unique to the caster. Even the ones he's importing from the necromancer's stuff, he has to write, cast, practice, memorize. It's part of the whole process.
Right, no, I'm saying like I would make a scroll for him to enchant off of. Would that work?
But putting it into his actual spellbook, he would have to spend time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like write in his book for him. I'm saying like I would ask him if he wants any of the spells that I have, and if so, I could make the scroll for him.
Like if he were to make a spell scroll of Featherfall, I could copy that Featherfall in my book from the spell scroll.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I can swap my spells out at the end of every long rest. So yeah, I mean, it would limit me in combat, but I can try and help him learn spells. It's just costly.
Get him to learn every spell in the spellbook. If you keep swapping your spells, that's almost kind of broken.
It's just costly. Especially once you get past first level.
Yeah, because it is expensive.
Yeah, it's an expensive way to teach spells.
It's almost like when they pointed out how Artificer works. I told you, Beth, this seems like it doesn't make sense.
Well, hopefully the Eberron guide will change that.
We'll see.
November 17th?
We shall see.
Also, Reynard is going to make a point of tearing several pages out of the spellbook he found and burning them.
Okay. Those are the ones that are specific to the necromancy school?
Well, he is tearing any of those out. Any of those he can't use, he's tearing out, but he's also tearing out a few others.
Okay, what spells are you out of the list are you getting rid of?
He is tearing out Bestow Curse, Animate Dead, and Charm Person.
Okay.
Yeah, he is tearing those out and burning them.
Okay.
Which I have that list in mind if you want to keep track of it.
Gotcha. Is there anything else you guys wish to do the next 3 days?
No?
I'll try and get to know a couple of the crew members, just make sure, kind of get friendly with them.
They're a rowdy bunch. Lots of drinking, as one would expect out of sailors, because
I can get behind drinking.
Any number of times during the pleasance of the evening, you all will find yourselves caught up in a game of gambling here or there, and though you always manage to break away even, you never seem to win either.
I'm never good at these games. I always roll so low.
Or they roll really well. Wink, wink.
Mm-hmm.
It's meta. It's so meta.
They have a lot of time to practice on the boat, okay?
Yep. Roman is almost actively not really drinking or really playing games. Ken's spending a lot of the time on the deck, or just when he's tired, he's just going to bed. But
And I'll assume 23 is trying to fix his voice box.
No luck yet.
punching his throat.
You're feeling it might take a week or two.
Work.
I think I could do it.
All right. So, as the fourth day rolls along in a nice, beautiful morning, and we're about 2 days out, folks. Shouldn't be too much longer. We'll get you right into the port of Baywick. You'll be all right. And casually having a nice day in the boat as some of you are meandering up on the captain's deck. Other of you are just walking around the lower decks itself. I need whoever's in the crow's nest to make a perception check.
That'd be me.
Yes, please make a perception check.
To locate the Kraken just 2 feet away.
Yeah, there's a Kraken floating right next to you. Roll initiative.
I was gonna say, watch me roll a natural one like I don't see a Kraken. Holy shit, I rolled good!
Well, you rolled well.
I rolled well and good.
You rolled good well.
You actually spot a pod of dolphins floating, splashing along the side. You're having a grand old time.
I'll kind of
As
just
you're
sketch them.
sketching them, and you never notice a couple of them, their fins are in odd places. I don't remember dolphins having 3 fins.
I definitely see that. I'm like, I'm not gonna sketch that, but I'm going to take note of that.
As you look in, there are about 8 odd-looking dolphins on the side of the ship. And then as you focus on them a little bit more, you start seeing a feet splashing along the side.
Oh, I don't like that.
And it's at that point, from each of them, a flies out of the water. And spears with long ropes attached to each of them flash out of the water. And I'm going to make a bunch of attack rolls. Excuse me for a moment, because you won't see them, or you shouldn't see them.
I saw everything with that 20.
Well, you wouldn't be able to see the rolls. I'm sorry.
I'm aware.
Beth, so you know, I made 4 scrolls on the trip.
Okay.
Assuming I didn't have to do anything else for like the boat.
Okay. 3 of the guards are and then yanked into the ocean, vanishing beneath the waves. So we're going to have this guy dead, this guy dead, and this guy dead.
Would I have had time to pull up my crossbow?
It is this point that you can call out an alarm to alert everybody that battle has commenced as these humanoid fish-like creatures burst out of the water and begin to make their way on deck. I need you all to please roll for initiative.
Do you need me to... Where do you want me since I was in the crow's nest on the map?
1 second.
That was a bad roll.
Yeah, baby! Love initiative rolls.
I will you, Tempest. Right. Here.
I'm so spoiled in Thursdays.
How far up am I? Wow, I rolled great for 23.
Guys, we're probably fine. What are the chances that they kill all of us?
Shh.
Actually, Beth, given that I was like working on the ship and doing alchemy and enchanting, would I even be on deck?
At some point, probably. We'll just say for this purpose, yes, you were.
Okay, cool. I want to make sure I wasn't like tinkering away while everyone was getting murdered.
The animation stopped?
The animation stopped.
No!
You know what? The stream for it ended. I need to refresh the stream.
Womp womp.
That's fixable. One moment, y'all, because I set it up even before the game started. That's an easy fix. One moment. Let me just get that going again.
I'm gonna remember those 3 red shirts.
I knew them all so well.
Did
Red
you take
shirt.
one of the wrong ones off? Because one of the ones that's dead is on the ship, and one that's alive is out in the water.
Oh, he's like swimming.
Yeah.
Shush.
The other one slipped and broke his neck, while the other one's out there like, I'm alive! I'm alive!
Hey guys, there's things in the water!
I'm free! I'm free! Dang it.
Maybe he's that weird guy that's hanging out with the fishmen.
All right,
He's
there
like
we go.
Kronk
Water
from
flowing
Emperor's
again.
Last
There we go. Okay,
Squeaky.
I gotta continue rolling initiative. Excuse me.
It's like being raised by wolves, but fishmen.
Yeah, he's like Kronk from Emperor's Last Groove, just down there like talking to fish, just blub blub, blub 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 blub.
Alrighty, sorry. Getting everything set up took a little longer than I thought it would be. Here we go. We'll get him in there. Wow, these initiative rolls are ass.
We also had some really bad initiative though.
It's okay, 23 rolled a 3.
3, 6, 4, 4, 1.
Oh, those are really bad.
I rolled a 2, but
There's a 19.
I rolled a natural 20.
Wow, that must be nice.
There's a natural.
Actually, I just rolled around natural 20. I can't say anything.
All right. They're not on the ship yet. They're about 10 feet below the bow line, making their way towards all of you. They are on the surface, partially visible, so they do have some partial cover. Kevin, you're up front. What are you going to do?
I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I thought I could move further than that. Oh well. I already did the move, so I'm moving to there, and I'm going to... What spells do I even have prepared right now? I guess Arcane Weapon, my crossbow, and I'm going to hold my action.
Okay. He's done.
And if any of them just jump on the boat, that's gonna trigger.
Edward.
I'm going to sort of jog over the edge, peer over. I'll point a finger over there, and I will sort of shout out, "We have 4 on this side. Let's just deal with them quickly." And I will cast Shatter over there.
Shatter in the water.
Yeah, they're right there. They're poking their heads. Just
Don't break all the water.
no,
Don't
not the
break
water.
boat.
Don't
I'm not
have the
breaking-
water.
The boat's out of range. It's fine. Ooh.
UC is 14. The first one will pass. The second one will fail. 15 to this guy. All right, it's half.
So that's 8 or 7.
7. All right. As the water kind of cacophonates in a great, almost like a depth charge goes off, shaking up whatever these creatures are. Still alive.
I will then duck my head back so that way they don't throw a spear at me.
So that one is bloodied.
A death charge.
All right. This one surfaces from the water. It kind of, almost like a dolphin, leaps out and lands right on deck.
I am just now regretting this positioning.
You make your attack roll, but disadvantage. 17 will hit.
Do you regret your choices?
Not if I kill him right now.
No, I dealt 15 to the other guy. I only blooded him.
Ah, damn it.
As it shoots right into its center torso, it lets out a hiss of pain, and you get a better look of what these creatures are. It is definitely some sort of fish entity with a long flowing tail, a trident, flippers, gills, and some really gnarly teeth.
I have made it angry.
Yes, you did.
That's
And
good. Make it angrier.
It is going to reach out and try to stab you through the gut and miss. As you leap to the side, he's going to bite you.
Because he doesn't have one.
And that bite will connect. As it
Rude.
tears into a chunk of your arm and rips it out, you get a piece of 3 points of piercing damage.
Rude. I
You
like
took
that
out some
arm.
wood.
That was my favorite piece of arm.
All right. This one's going to leap out. Did you roll for 23, by the way?
I did. He got a 3.
This one's going to roll out. He's going to try to do the same thing to this poor sailor.
I had a thing for that, but now I can't say it because Raynard's never been a part of that conversation.
Stabs the sailor. He's going to try to rake his claws across his chest. That will miss. So the guard gets heavily impaled for 8 points of piercing damage, and he is now severely wounded. Tempest, it is now your turn, as you are now 30 feet up.
Oh, only 30 feet. That's much better than I thought. Okay. In that case, I'm just gonna take a shot at the one that's killing Kevin, because I think 30 plus that puts me at 85. Oh, that might be 85. That might be too far. Let me check. Light crossbow, 80, 320. Yeah, so that's a little bit too far. I can shoot that one. I'll shoot the one that just came out of the water.
The one for the guard?
The one that went for the guard.
Okay.
Sorry, Kevin, it's too far away.
I'm just gonna die.
Roll 20.
Bing bang boom.
I don't know what to do with this.
I roll damage.
Eventually you roll some damage.
He's gonna
I mean, I
it,
did that.
give it back.
Alright,
Just
15 damage.
surprised. And I'll just go ahead and just throw out my action surge and let's just do it. I'll just shoot it again.
Just do it up. Just do
16.
it. 16 will hit.
Okay, because I used my bonus action to reload and now I'm shooting.
Okay.
So that is another 8 points of damage.
As it, you get the first kill attack, and as it hisses at you, the next bolt right through its mouth and out the other end. It is dead.
I'm just like, nope, I was having a lovely day. Okay. That's it.
Reynard.
Reynard had the exact same day as Azan, so as he slips off the edge and after casting Shatter, Reynard will slip to the side of the boat, will hold a hand out, he will snap his finger, and also cast Shatter on those same 2 guys.
Yeah.
Get him!
With a really crappy roll.
Ooh. I mean, you'll probably kill the one on the right if he doesn't succeed.
For Shatter Bros.
Pass.
That awkward moment where the bard is better at shatter.
Look.
Both pass? Why are you not rolling? There you go. Nope, he fails. So that one is dead.
Woo!
The other one is alive.
Then with my remaining 25 feet, I'm going to move back over here, take cover behind
The cat.
whatever the hell this wall is. It's like the steering wheel or post platform.
That is the mast.
The mast.
One of the masts, the steering column. Excuse me. Okay. This one is going to leap out of the water. Move 5 more feet. This is going to lunge at Azan.
Oh shit.
It's going to stab you in the gut. And will hit you.
I will cutting words.
Okay.
I as he goes to lunch, he's gonna say, "You look better fried."
Roll it.
6.
He'll miss.
Yes.
And then he's going to bite you right on the mouth.
Oh, you bitch.
What an asshole.
And hits.
Yeah, well.
What an asshole.
As you just get forcibly kissed for 5 points of piercing damage.
Push him off. Fucking disgusting. Yeah.
As your lip is bleeding profusely as he took off a chunk of it.
You bitch.
Okay.
Can't mend that.
This
Azan is not into lip biting.
This one's actually going to look up towards Tempest, and he's going to wind up his spear.
Do I have a little bit of cover?
You do have a little bit of cover. And he's going to throw it hard up at you. And natural 20s you.
Oh. Fuck him.
What's your new character?
A couple things are about to happen.
Oh no. I don't like it when you say that.
You take 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay, that's a fine thing.
I need you to make an athletics check.
Oh no. You mean acrobatics?
No, I meant athletics.
I know you did.
We just hear a loud boonk as Tempest hits his head against the railing.
It's okay, actually.
That's not bad. You rolled a 19. Nice.
I know. My rolls are good finally.
He rolled a 19. He yanks you forward 10 feet.
Wait, it's off the crow's nest, isn't it?
Off the crow's nest.
Off the top rope.
Question.
How far of a fall is that?
30 feet.
How long
I
does that
asked
take
this
me?
for clarification. How high up is the crow's nest?
30 feet.
So did he have disadvantage on his spear because it's beyond 20 feet?
That's from the 20 from. He rolled 20-20.
Oh, he had double natural 20s. Okay.
Yeah.
What is my luck right now? Anyway, how long does it take me to fall 30 feet?
Instant.
Yeah.
Oh, is it instant?
That's close enough. That's instantaneous.
I was just checking. I was like, I could maybe get my freaking levitate off, but
I believe the rule for falling is...
There is in the book. It's 50 feet, and then at the end of the round, it's you finish 500 feet. So,
No, I'm doing the damage for after 10 feet. After 10
it's a d6 every 10 feet.
Yeah, so it's 2d6 damage.
2d6, you said?
3.
3?
Hope you don't hit
That's
the
not
ram.
too bad.
Oh, I thought I had to roll it.
I got you. 7 points of bludgeoning damage as you... Ah!
And I'm prone, I assume.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking
I'm just like on the ground, just like, I finally had a fucking good shot. Okay.
Roman.
All right. Kind of hard to see where I can go there. Dude. Just out of I can get there. So I will move my 30 to there. Bonus action dash to get the last of that. As I kind of chuckle as I see Tempest kind of tumble down out of the thing.
I'm not pleased.
Take the moment to use my action and stab this fish man. Alright.
15 will hit.
Alrighty.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
And I'll add a sneak attack because I'm a pirate.
All right, 13 damage.
You're in your element right now.
Yeah, I know. That's why my sneak attack wasn't garbage. But yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. The one that's been shattered a bunch of times is gonna kind of clamber up. This one looks a little different, a little more hardy, and it looks towards where Edward and Renard and Nizan are, and she kind of mutters a spell, and the trident that she's holding manifests over near you as kind of a golden form.
Don't like that.
Oh
It's
shit.
gonna slash at. Let's see. I've got 4 of you, so let's roll a 1d4. It's gonna go after Rizan.
Fucking course it will.
And because it rolled a 7. Okay, that is.
Do I see that one doing its spelly casty things from the ground?
Spelly casty things. Yep.
Okay, just checking.
That will end her turn. Edward is going to step off of his magic hand, which then floats around towards a side satchel.
I'm so
It is going to. He throws it up in the air, and then it shatters, spraying this gentle mist around Kevin, Izan, himself, and Renard. You all, as it covers you, you feel your skin kind of hardened for a moment, as almost as if it was becoming like covered in this brown mult. You all are under the effects of a bark skin.
Hey.
Oh boy.
Pretend I haven't cast Barkskin in a really long time. What does Barkskin do?
Your AC becomes 16. If it's
Oh, it's
not
already 17.
if it's not already higher.
Yeah.
Right. My AC is a 13, so that definitely helps.
Yep.
I'm glad I didn't waste my first turn casting Mage Armor.
I'm also going to point at the irony of a creature named Edward who is an alchemist.
Ah, full metal.
I feel a kindred spirit.
Man, I love that cartoon.
All right, and that was his action. He's going to bound off, and he's going to go right over here to help Kevin win the next round, as he's about to get cat scratch fever on when it's his next turn.
On the stairs.
Now another one.
This
Another
hog
one.
was going to hop off and go after this guard, making his 2 attacks. That will miss with the natural 1, and that will miss with a natural 2. 23.
23 gets really angry and goes over here and helps him.
Okay.
I will use a rage for him, and I guess is the storm aura just a bonus? Oh, it is a bonus action. So he uses storm aura on that one.
You have to be raging for that?
I just said I was raging.
Okay.
Oh, raging is a bonus action. That's right.
Yeah.
Not used to barbarians. He'll just hit him with a greatsword then while raging.
When you rage, you get the Storm Aura when you rage as well. So
Yep.
Oh, do you?
as a part of your initial rage, you can use it.
You are.
Maybe I should have just rolled 23. I apologize.
No, it's fine. That part was a little bit. That specific intricacy was a little different for me. So he'll do the storm aura. So dex save.
Okay.
I mean, it's not too hard. I run at him at things and hit them.
He fails.
All right, and he will also swing his greatsword. Wonderfully.
I'm assuming he's rolling the 13, not the 16.
He is rolling the 13, not the 16. I didn't say
Still hits.
reckless. Oh, cool. 10 points of damage.
Damage. And what's the lightning damage?
Huh?
Where's the lightning? Oh, Storm Aura. 4.
Yeah, so 6 points from the aura and 10 points from the greatsword.
He's definitely hurt. And the last Sahagwin is going to pop up out of the water.
Sahagwin.
And murder that deckhand.
Sahugin.
Poor red shirt number 4.
Yeah,
We know him
save
so
him.
well.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be one fucked over. 2 and 7. Still alive. Wow.
We can save red shirt number 4.
We can do it.
He's gonna live to do more red shirt things like gamble and drink.
He's gonna live to die another day.
He's going to fight a stormtrooper later. That'll be the real test of skill.
How far away is this red shirt?
Very far.
130.
Red shirts.
He's 140 feet away from you.
He's 135 feet away.
Can make it.
I can't get in short range, so I'll have to shoot from here.
Oh dear. You're at
You have
disadvantage.
disadvantage.
I'm disadvantaged regardless because I can't get in
true.
range of him.
Like super disadvantage.
I know. I have
super double
it's
disadvantage.
400 feet in a heavy
One.
crossbow.
Double natural 20. Save the red shirt.
Ah!
Dang it.
I actually killed the red shirt.
There are like 3 or 4 people in front of you.
4 people in between me and the red shirt.
I'm on the ground.
If it's a natural 1.
I'm gonna lie, we actually killed the guy you tried to save.
I got a fish man in front of me.
I need you to make another attack roll.
Oh no!
Not Rich.
Even better.
Roll damage.
Where's it going?
Oh, thank God! That's the worst damage I've rolled all campaign.
As you're aiming towards the Sahagwin, unfortunately, the bow just kind of rocks just the point, and you, and the poor guard that you were trying to save gets shot through the head and is dead.
We can bring him back. Someone. There's gotta be a perk.
Hagen's just like, eh?
I couldn't get to him in 3 turns. I can't. I can't spare that dying.
You put him out of his misery. It's okay.
Kevin's a kill sealer.
Is that like a -1 on your counter?
What have I done?
+1 to
What have I
innocence.
done?
Hey, Wiley, when you're watching the VOD of this, make sure to put in friendly fire.
Friendly kill.
I guess as my bonus action, I'll manifest Kilrain and be like, Kilrain, go protect Renard. Or, no, I'm sorry, Azan. I got the 2 mixed up.
Why? You're going to shoot him too?
I can't give sassy looks as a robot, but if I could. My facial expression never changes, but that's like the energy that I'm radiating.
That artificial
Declaration. Disapproving stare.
He has to invent a sassy face.
Yeah.
Alrighty. It's on.
Was that you fighting back?
No. I'm trying to think.
Sex, hard to tell.
Why not both?
Bard things.
Just bard things. Okay, I need to get this guy away from me. I will take out. No, I'm sorry. I will sort of like trace in the air, and I will try to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on the Fishman.
Okay.
I need to make a Wisdom saving throw.
It will fail. Just you tell a joke and just kind of. He's gonna go prone.
Azan just sort of stands there and like listening to it. He's gonna say, I think I just earned nightmares through that fucking laugh. Jeez. Okay, I will start to move back a little bit, seeing how far are you? You're 60 feet.
Would you say you got baited?
So I'm gonna cast Healing Word on Tempest.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
So you get 7 back. You got the full damage back.
Oh boy, that's what I lost from falling off the damn thing.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All his
Thank
brain damage from hitting the railing. is
Thanks.
My Dwayne damage.
Well,
That's
White
what I said.
Goblins. Yeah, I was in pain.
You've got a good brain.
Alrighty.
G'nay.
This Sahagwin is going to make another attack on Kevin.
No, I'm so young.
That will connect, impaling you for 5 more points of piercing damage. As the claws follow around and just kind of scrape at your skin, but no real effect. Alrighty, guard number 1. Alive!
For now.
Slightly crippled, but alive.
He's going to move over here. That's his turn.
Until I
The
shoot
guard
me.
obviously does not get a turn because somebody killed him.
Who could it have been?
Tempest.
Anyone, really.
Anyone, really. Like, let's be honest, it could have been any of us.
It wasn't me. I didn't see it.
Definitely wasn't you. I'm gonna take a shot at this asshole. I'm gonna get up first.
That's
I'll take a
rude.
shot at this asshole.
I didn't mean to hit him.
Not you, the one who pulled me off the damn thing. 26. Fuck him in fuck him in particular.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's still alive.
What?
Uh,
Well, in that case, I'm gonna add a trip attack to it. which I think I can do when I hit it with a weapon attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I will add a.
Trip somebody with a bow shot, though.
You shoot him in
No,
the knee.
I shoot him in the knee.
Yeah.
I take an arrow to the knee.
You know, in 3E, that was a pinning shot. I'm gonna
Actually,
trip.
I'll make it a maneuvering attack because I still get to add the damage, but I can also let Roman move because I think this thing's gonna die. So my thing
All
is,
those Skyrim guards had to come from somewhere.
I add 2 points of damage.
He's still alive.
I should not be this amused by this thing being alive.
Roman, you can move up to half your movement with your reaction if you would like.
Isn't it funny how he said this guard's probably gonna die, and guess what didn't happen? He didn't die.
I will move this way. I'm like, you guys got it.
And I will, you know what? I'm just moving up to him and I have murder in my eyes.
Okay.
I'm like,
Same.
get past me, bitch. Actually, I'll move over here. I was here, so 5, 10. Yeah, I can do that.
This would be the perfect time for a dragon turtle.
Reynard.
Reynard, at this point, seeing the one that is prone on the ground and laughing, he's going to look to his arm and say, if we work together, we can kill that one before we have to worry about it too much more. He is going to draw an arcane symbol in the air, grab the front of his mouth. He will take a 5-step footstep forward, and then he will release a cone of poisonous dragon breath on it
Okay.
as he casts dragon's breath on himself.
That's
Come on with these damage rolls!
1, 2, 3.
ABC.
He will pass the save.
I'm so glad for him.
Well, he just mentioned he's prone. Yes, he still makes it.
Oh, he doesn't have any penalties. He just makes it.
It's okay, Renard.
And then I will back up 25 feet over to here.
On his turn, he's going to have advantage because damage was dealt to him.
Yeah, he has to make the save. He does not
I
make it. He's
didn't
still
expect-
laughing.
Well, to be fair, I wasn't very effective, so he's probably laughing at how beautiful that was.
Oh, you smell like bitch. Okay. He's still laughing. He's making another save at the end of his turn. Still laughing. This one
I
that
think
speared
that's
Tempest.
only at the end of his turn, though.
At least he's gonna die happy, you know? Unlike that guard that I shot.
He
What's
he
that?
died oblivious.
Tempest is going to get attacked
The way we wanted to go.
for 9 points of piercing damage.
He hit me?
He did.
I hate this guy so much.
Feeling some intense enmity there.
Tempest, if you die, call dibs on your armor.
Rude.
Wow.
It is studded leather. It's pretty nice.
It's what Tempest would have wanted.
Okay. Roman.
Tempest wants this asshole
All right.
dead.
I'll be nice. I'll pull. I have my rapier in my hand. I'll pull out a dagger and I'll use my action to throw the knife back at the one. This.
Make your attack roll.
I swear if you take this from me, I'll be actually mad.
Roll a natural 1.
Nope, that hits. It's dead.
I hate you. But did it have 1 health?
Yeah.
I hate you! So-
5, 10, 15.
She is going to
And
do an
then-
attack of opportunity when you get to 10
Ooh.
feet of her.
But 1 or 2.
Sentinel with a polearm.
She's a
She
bitch.
will natural 20 you,
Ow.
Rude.
dealing. The spear that she's holding doesn't actually appear to be corporeal. It's a spiritual trident that as you come close, she cracks you hard enough for, I want to say it's 12 points of force damage.
That's rude.
That's cruel.
Okay.
And as she does it, it manifests right next to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you within her visual. Roll 1d5. 4. That would be Renard. I think Renard's out of
Can
range.
she see me, though? Because
Yeah,
aren't I like 10 feet up?
No, she can't see Renard. She can see the other 3 though. I'll roll that again. That's Tempest.
She's a bitch. Mm-hmm. Ow.
Tempest echoes and misses because that one's an 8.
Now is this like a spear that just appears out of nowhere and just like hits me? Tries to hit me?
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
However, Roman, you are stopped in your tracks.
Oof.
If I use my bonus, I still have my bonus action. If I use that to dash, can I move again?
Then you use your bonus action to throw the dagger.
I know I use my action to throw the dagger. So I was throwing it main hand because I was going to run from bonus action and stab her.
I'm fairly certain Sentinel stops your moving. You're out of movement.
I think it's you're out of movement for the turn.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like if I use an action to dash or something like that, I can move.
So
But either way.
Yeah, a creature's speed drops to 0 for the rest of the turn.
Yeah, they're just done moving.
So technically you could use your bonus action to dash, but it would just give you an additional 0 feet of speed.
I'll just that'll end my turn then.
Okay. Captain Edward is going to move over here, look at all of you. Oh, no, you know what? This guy's still alive.
That's to say, he's not going to provoke an opportunity attack?
Nope.
He's not
He
gonna
is
push me
going
down the
to
stairs.
do the cat scratch fever. He's going to do 2 attacks on this Sahagwan.
Meow, meow, meow.
Get him, Mr. Meows.
First one will hit,
Meow, meow.
Meow mix.
dealing enough damage to kill this thing.
Hey,
Do we have to give the companion characters like their own slots on our Excel sheet?
Yep.
Damn it.
Maybe we just track like all NPCs. See if any one character beats NPCs.
Well, Captain Edward kills a Sahagwan. Is he?
Ree!
He's going to hop up on the banister over here,
Good for him.
and that 11 will miss. So he has advantage.
He's a cute kitty.
And deals to the 12.
Jesus Christ, kitty cat.
Yeah, his cat's Edward's no joke. Even for a level 2 character.
The fuck?
For CR2 NPC that I created. I was bored. I made a awakened
You
cat.
made a floating cat.
Alright, this Sahagwan's gonna go after 23.
He's not talking, but I imagine he's saying something to the effect of, haha, you cannot touch me.
That'll miss. Bite, miss. Yep, no effect. 23.
So that'll be, he will do his aura thing. Ooh,
That's big damage.
it's big damage.
Big damage.
That'll kill it. But no, rage doesn't go with that, so.
Right.
Damage.
Rage does not go. Yeah, rage does not affect the storm aura.
It doesn't, it's just, I can't nullify that.
I gotcha.
Yeah. So it's not dead?
No.
Well, he will swing at it. Oh, good lord.
That'll miss.
And I didn't say reckless, so here we are.
Okay.
He will... How dead does this thing look?
Perilously close to dead.
He will point at the guard, and he will point at it and say, and kind of nod, and he will head over this way.
We'll get an attack opportunity.
I know. I have a fun feeling it'll miss.
Stabs 23 in the back for 14 points of piercing damage. Reduced to
Ooh.
7.
Technically 7. I feel a little bit bad for doing that, but I also feel like this would have happened.
I'm rolling crits all over the place. Why couldn't I roll these at your game, Lake?
What is this roll?
Where were my 20s for Shalia?
Yeah, this is 30. Yeah, could you stop trying to actively kill the entire party? Thank you. All right.
My players were fighting a bunch of skeletons and they kept getting natural 20 after natural 20. How is this CR1 have skeleton hitting my 24 AC?
Okay,
Alright.
he's done.
We're not that close to dead. We got
This
these
creature
guys.
that sees this poor guard just get chunk. He's gonna look around, look confused where the arrow came from. Doesn't seem like he's gonna charge towards 20. He's gonna charge towards 23. He's gonna do the same combo. We'll miss. We'll miss. Kevin, your turn.
So now that he is dead, I will shoot at the one that just stabbed Roman.
Okay. That'll miss.
You're having me rolls.
To be fair, I rolled the disadvantage twice, and I hit with one of them.
Still having me rolls.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an action. I guess that's all I do, yeah.
All right. He's on.
I think the cat has that. I will go over here. I think I'm good. Decent feet away. Yeah. I will cast Dissonant Whispers on the scary-looking one.
Okay.
I will cast the second level though. Ooh.
Wow.
He makes his
I'm-
save.
That's perfectly fine. So he takes 9 points of psychic damage.
Okay, she is now bloodied.
I mean, hey, I rolled really well on my beginning roll, so I'm not even mad.
Yeah, you did.
That's. I'm actually gonna move back though, because I don't want to be near that thing if it breaks out.
Okay. This guard's going to rush up to the Sahagwan priestess and do his attack.
Killed.
I believe that'll actually hit her. Yep, that hits. 2 points piercing damage.
He is truly the hero we need.
Well,
Get
no-
him, red shirt.
He's my new red shirt number 5.
All right, the other
Don't
one's
kill
going to
this
attack this Sahagwan. Will hit. And also 2 points of piercing damage, but this one he kills.
I actually kind of assumed that would be the case.
As guard number 42267 manages to kill a Sahagwan.
Look, sometimes they need a little bit of like, they need to be like validated.
Okay, Tempest.
Speaking of needing to be validated, 10, 15, 20. I'm gonna shoot this one. I think I've got a clear shot. Yeah, clear shot. Dear Lord in heaven, please. Please let me shoot things.
It's funny if you rolled a 1. No, okay.
9 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Is it still alive?
Yes.
Because I'm adding a trip attack to it. I was like, I feel like I want to add trip attack to this one.
Okay.
So that's another D8. I think it's D8. Did I do that right? Yeah, D8.
Anyone do this?
Yes. I'm going to just kind of lock the arrow in, just kind of aim it down, and I just want to pass it right by Roman in the garden, right in the face.
Shunk. She drops like a bag of fish.
I just kind of look at Roman and be like, gotta.
Hey, you can't. You do know how to shoot that thing.
Oh, funny. And I'll use my remaining 10 movement to start heading this way.
Okay. Reynard.
Reynard is going to 25 feet up to here, which should just put him just within range. I'm going to release another. Reynard will give another cone of poison breath off towards this laughing Hogwan.
Who passes the save?
Hey, at least you rolled well that time.
1818. But it doesn't matter because it still dies. As it is now dissolving into a pile of its own fluids.
From poison? Okay.
Chokes and dies.
Help me!
He'll use his last feet of movement to move there.
That one's dead. That one's dead. Roman.
Alrighty. See that one over there. I'll go ahead and move this way. 20 to there. 30 to there. Bonus action dash. And what the hey, I will, at disadvantage, I will throw a knife to see if I can hit that one.
Okay.
Alright. Come on, dagger. Is it
That's
10?
it.
Jared.
Thunk sails into the nearby plank.
meant to do that.
23 will just pick it up, like, wave it at you.
Okay.
But yeah, it's my turn.
Edward the cat is going to get his magic hand to carry him 30 feet that way, and then
I'm a kitty cat.
dash another 30 feet that way.
Meow 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 when I meow meow meow.
Cats. I'm a kitty cat.
Meow, 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 meow,
As
meow,
he's getting
meow.
carried, he just starts cleaning himself. It's just, his cat.
I have this neon cat vision in my head. Is he on a Pop-Tart? Can he be on a Pop-Tart?
I'm so wishing I could mute you. 23. Save us from this undying hell.
Aw, not that bad, but he will do his Storm Aura.
Joke's on you, he's also 23.
And guess what? This time I'm gonna Reckless Attack, because I feel like that's probably smart.
Proud of you.
I assume a 25 hits.
Passes the dex. 25 will hit, though.
So that's 12 points of slashing damage and 2 points of lightning damage.
Alrighty, that seriously wounded this creature.
Actually, it's 16 points total.
Yep, still alive.
Okay.
He's going to disengage and dive off. Free! Boosh!
Oh, no, we're not having that.
He's diving straight down into the murky depths. He is vanishing from battle, and we will remove the initiative order because he is out of there like a fat kid in dodgeball.
Coward. I mean, yes, we won.
Could I have made an attack? Oh, he disengaged.
Yeah, he's out of there.
Damn it.
Everybody alive?
Yes.
I'm sufficiently pissed.
The
Ow.
fishmen were outmatched.
They bit my fucking lip.
Well,
Ow.
They pulled me off the fucking crow's nest.
Oh, I thought you jumped.
Yeah, it kind of looked like you jumped.
Nope, that was pulled.
You sure?
Nope, very sure. Didn't want to do that myself.
I mean, normally when you hit
On
the
the
head, you
water, still alive.
Nope, most of the gods are alive. Well, actually, most of the gods are dead.
Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 of them. 5. I'm sorry. I see the one. That's the one you shot, Kevin.
I'll go up to this guard, who I assume I know his name from playing cards, and be like, "Are you okay?"
Oh, you'd be better. Oh, that hurt. Oh. Cap, you alright?
I'll try
Yeah,
it.
doing fine. How about y'all? Oi, where's mate? He got dragged off, sir. Motherfuck!
Roman's going to go ahead and collect his knives and start putting them away. Bernard, why do you... did you take a shot in the throat? You sound terrible.
So as you look at him, you just start seeing like poisonous smoke come out of his nose. Magic can do that sometimes.
Good lord, man.
That's just... I'm not even going to ask.
Is he leaking poison? Like active green smoke?
It's a spell.
You want some water?
I'll be fine.
You sure? He kind of waves his water skin at you.
Just curious if you're still leaking smoke. I got a thing for that.
I'll be fine.
Didn't answer my question.
Ow! Fuck! Forgot about the lip already. Fuck!
What?
You should really do something about that.
I really should. Ow!
Okay, I'll kind of heave this guy up who's looking rough and say, let's get you down to a cot.
Edward seems to be trying to do a mental toll. Says, motherfucker, I lost, 4? Hey, I shot him!
oh, that was me. I am sorry.
No, it was one of the merfolk. I saw them take Kevin's crossbow and fire. It was an accident.
No, that was me.
No, that was definitely him. It was a very false shot. I would have been surprised if he hit it.
I was trying to help.
I was aiming for the fishman, but I am not used to firing this on a boat.
You ever gotten a judging stare by a cat?
No.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
you
all
just
they
throw-
give.
Do they
Yeah.
know any other look?
That's
It is definitely a judging stare by the cat before Elder finally says, if you were not helping my friends, I'd kill you. But thank you for defending my ship.
To be fair, it was an accident. Accidents happen.
I didn't intentionally shoot him.
Good thing. Okay.
I will try and recover some of my bolts if possible.
How many bolts did you fire?
I fired 4 bolts, and most of the ones are still on the ship.
Roll a 1d4. All 4 bolts are recoverable.
Yes! I gotta start remembering to do that.
Do any of these fishmen carry like throwable nets?
No.
Ah,
Mistaking them for Kutoa.
Fukuto.
No, not Fukutoa, just Kuotoa.
What were they using to pull Tempest off of the mast? What kind of rope was tied to their spear?
It's a hempen rope. Seaweed rope hempen, but still hempen rope.
Looking it over, does it seem like it'd be durable and would sustain further usage?
Some of them, yeah, it's pretty hardy. It can hold body weight.
Kevin,
Yeah, I can.
do you think you could use this with some of your bolts to fashion some sort of firing mechanism you could do this with?
You know,
Likely, yes.
Might be worth the harvesting. At which point he'll drop concentration on Dragon's Breath so he can speak normally.
I was halfway tempted to levitate on you, just spin you. Get the gas out.
So, is there anything else you wish to do with the bodies?
I mean, just quick investigation, see if they have anything on, especially the magic user.
How many lengths of hempen rope would I be able to get?
They have nothing on them but scattered rags and spears.
That one spear was
I
pretty
will
good, though.
I
Spear's
will
gone.
use my detect magic once a day just to spread it over, get a feel for it, but depending on what he learns, he'll just be like, well, once we've gotten everything off them, you've looked at the rope, we could just toss them overboard and leave them be.
The magical spear is gone?
It was
That
not
was-
corporeal.
yeah.
Oh. I thought it was just the secondary spear that was
One might call it spiritual.
How many lengths of hempen rope would I get?
Between the 8 of them, probably about 400 feet worth of length hempen rope.
Holy shit.
just our punny episode.
We should probably keep one of the spears with the rope on it and then give that to 23, see if he can do the whole yanking thing.
I imagine he'd be quite
just got-
efficient at it.
He's just like,
It would help if anything decided it was going to fly a little bit out of his reach.
Yeah, you could yell, get over here.
I can see
Not
that
right
going
now.
very poorly depending on what it is flying out of his reach.
So,
He's fairly heavy.
over the next 2 days, as you recover bits of the ship that were damaged, which are not much, thankfully.
I cast healing word every so often to speed up the healing
it's
of my lip.
2 years.
Back.
It's 2 days. We'll rest.
No, that's what well, I got a chunk missing from my lip. I'm casting magic to seal the lip back.
Okay.
Should I make any sort of alchemist check to like try and learn anything from the dirt that I had, just like fermenting in different like
Yes,
solutions?
you should.
Would that be intelligence?
The alchemist checked with intelligence, yes.
Oh, I really need to play with my... I have jeweler's tools. I don't know what to do with those yet.
What ingredients were you using?
I just had it. I don't really know like
It doesn't seem
Chemistry
particularly
stuff?
reactive.
so.
Whatever the dirt was reacting with was either scorched or burnt beyond much recognition. Unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really know like chemistry stuff, so I guess I would just have it in like acids and bases and things like that to see if it had any sort of like reaction. So
None,
okay,
none that you could tell this time.
cool.
Does the party have any like small gems or anything like that, or do we sell them all?
We sold all those.
Okay, never mind then.
That's where the pearls came from.
You could take scales off the fish people and make friendship bracelets.
You know what? That's not a terrible idea.
That is super grim.
I'll take some of the scales.
You're skinning fish people.
Oh, that's a nice bracelet. Where'd you get that from? From the bodies of our dead enemies.
Look, that's how people know not to fuck
You're
with us.
basically wearing ears at this point.
Look, I just learned how to use the jeweler's tools. I'm playing with everything. Sometimes it's gonna be morbid.
The path to the city is accompanied by the cries of seagulls, the smell of salt water, and the occasional crash of waves upon the rocky shore. Up ahead, Beowick comes into view. The town is well concealed by the forest on what would probably be the land approach, but as you all approach it, there is a train going off. Okay, thank you for done blowing your horn. The town itself is pretty large, all things considered, but what stands out the most is at a jet of rock that floats off to the nearby, almost in a spear tip point, is a massive castle of almost obsidian, at least the rock is black in color. Not akin to not all too dissimilar from the same rock you found the obsidian monument built out of, at least from initial look. Very dark and looming, at least at initial appearance. However, the din of the city becomes more ready as your ship approaches.
Lovely city.
At the center of the town, that you can easily see from the ship, is a tree that easily tops 70 meters in height. Easily the most dominant feature of the town outside of the castle. Not quite as tall, but perilously close, at a mere 50 meters, is a white tower off to the southwest of it that spirals upward with a giant point to the top with a red roof. As the day passes into the afternoon, the Sebastian will make its port on the port of Beowick on the southeast side of the city. To which Edward will look at all of you and just say, well, I ain't sure if y'all's best luck or worse luck, but outright thank you.
I consider us good luck because if we weren't there, you lost a lot with us helping you.
Well, I appreciate it.
Hopefully you can find some able-bodied guards here as well to join you on the travels.
I'll go to the squid, get a bunch of them. Ain't gonna be that hard.
Well, I wish you luck on your future endeavors.
I have a feeling we'll be seeing each other again for too much longer. Good luck to all of you, misfortune.
Fuck me.
You know, it'll grow on you. It's not that bad.
I wanted Kingslayers. I just wanted Kingslayers.
You know, if we ever meet any kind of a king, not going to go well.
Maybe that's like our Group B thing. Like
Maybe I just need to kill a king so that way we can finally just be Kingslayers.
Well, here's the thing. If we ever kill a king, we'll put it up for debate.
Well, yeah, we'll hold him down. You get the last stab. You can be the Kingslayer.
Perfect. I accept this offer.
I have a forgery kit. I could always amend the document.
I'm sure that might... You know, we'll deal with that another
I'm pretty
time.
sure it's too late at this point. People know it's misfortune.
Anyway, I'm wonderfully interested in finding out what this town has available.
We should probably start with the dock laws and then move on with grain, but otherwise, it's a new city.
It is, and it is expensive.
Good thing we have money.
Ish.
Some of us.
Stand outside the Port Authority. Where would you all like to go?
Magic shops!
Well,
I'll ask around and I'll say, excuse me, we're new to town. We want to see what the best places to go to are. We're talking about possible magic shops, little endeavors, maybe give some jobs. You know, in a place like...
Yeah. GM, I would also like to activate my criminal contacts.
Okay.
Activate them.
I would
Activated
go
power.
to the library.
Activate
Contacts
criminal.
next episode, but the person you happen to grab is a well-dressed elf in what looks to be some sort of suit. A very nice two-piece of all things. 3-button or 2-button right down the middle, tie, tailored, and he looks at all of you with a very polite smile with his slicked back raven's black hair that's tied off at a small point at the end. Well, you're new to town. Pleased to meet you. My name is Talric Greydawn.
Tower Grey Dawn. My name is Izon Trismus.
I am Kevin.
Tempest.
Reynard,
Might I say your suit looks dashing.
and the big one that isn't talking is 23.
His voice is broken.
I feel like it's almost fixed.
I am Tariq of Tariq's Tailors. I am a tailor, as the name might imply. I also specialize in helping certain individuals craft unique materials. And he kind of gestures to his hip where he opens up his coat. And inside is a peculiar contraption of wood and metal and odd engineering that some of you might recognize as a firearm. If this is your first time in Baywick, I would invite you to visit either Atronus Tower if you're looking for magic. If you're looking for a place to stay a night, the Brown Herald does have good rates and decent place to drink. If you're looking for something a little not quite as nice, but better drinks, if you were one to ask me, you could go to the Dead Rat Inn.
If we were looking to gather information and speak with the Dark Claws, where would we go?
Why would anybody would ever want to talk to them, I don't know, but if I was to talk to the Dark Claws, he points to the big castle, I would go that way.
At least it's easy to find.
Yeah.
And where would one go if they wish to acquire one of those? What do those devices even do?
Well, if done properly, they can fire small chunks of metal at high velocity.
Ah, like this? I'll hold up my heavy crossbow.
Well,
Better,
yes,
I would say.
they are a little bit better.
So it's like a mini cannon?
Accurate.
It's a fire tube.
Where
Not
does one
yet.
find one?
You can go to Weston Smithens.
Really?
hate you so much.
I hate you!
so much.
I kind of figured from looking at the map, but you know.
Ugh, that's awful.
Oh, I'm sorry. My rapier is going towards my neck again. I don't know what's going on with that.
It's just so suicidal these days.
It just happens. I don't know why.
You all look like adventurers. If you're looking for arms and armor, you can go to a Great Steel. No response out of that one, but you're laughing.
I'm
Saw
at
that
this
one on the
point,
map.
you made
Overwhelmed.
me dead inside.
We're used and abused at this point.
I see the one above it, and I just really no.
I have a question. Do firearms have their own proficiency, right? They're not simple or martial.
They require a specific proficiency. That is correct. You can take a feat for firearm proficiency in this game.
I thought so, but might not be worth it.
If you're looking for alchemical supplies, you can go to Potions 11.
Have you heard about that?
Indeed.
Are they near the ocean?
I wish very much to go to Potions 11 and Weston Smithens.
I do want to go to Atronus Tower.
What does the Trellis Tower do? I'm disconnected for that part.
Magic
Oh,
place.
it's where all the magic is.
That's where I want to go.
Certainly a lot of options. I do want to check out those. What are they called again? He points to his head.
Those. He said those-
Firearms.
Firearm. Okay.
They shoot bullets.
Yes, that's interesting, but Reynard will snap his fingers and bring a firebolt to his fingers and say, I can already fire my arm.
What is with all these puns? I'm going to kill the next person that says a pun.
All right,
As
so
everyone
let's head to
tries to think
Atronus
of one.
Tower.
Tempest, I'm looking at you.
I didn't say anything. I've been remarkably well behaved lately.
It seems like we all want to visit Atronus Tower. Some information more from us, so we'll start with it. We're not going to we're not going to waste too much time just shopping around town before we handle this. Come on.
To the
Thank you for your aid, Tarek. It's been a
Of
pleasure meeting
course.
you.
And if you want something specific tailored for yourself so you look like decent beings, you may
I don't
find
wear clothes.
in the market district.
I look at my rusted, studded armor and maybe.
Reynard looks down at his very once fine but clearly well-worn suit vest combo.
Very well. I look forward to seeing you all again. soon. And he will make his way off southward towards the Dead Rat Inn.
Can I roll insight on him on that last bit to see if, like, he's might be
A jerk.
When
Not
he
a-
said the soon, I'm like,
not a jerk, but like that we might have piqued his interest in a bad way?
Maybe he's just a really good salesman. He knows that we want to come find him.
Do we? Do we?
I do.
He did give me the creeps a little bit. Just a little bit.
Am I allowed to?
I was too distracted by his firearms to get the creeps.
Too busy looking at.
Insight check.
Okay.
Kept checking below the belt.
14.
A very hard man to read.
Hmm.
He's you ever watched Deep Space Nine?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You know exactly who he's based off of.
So, to the tower then.
To the tower.
Tower.
And as you make your way into the town itself is where we will end tonight's session.
I want to buy things.
I actually have like no interest in going to the tower. I really want to go to Potions Loving and Weston Smithens.
we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Okay, so before we depart for the evening,
Yeah.
coming up on TTRP Theater. Bring up my notes. I got yelled at by my producer. I have to do this. Waterdeep Dragon Heist will be continuing on Thursday with our newest DM, Dan the Bard. Join our favorite bad guys as they tackle one of the greatest modern D&D stories. On Friday night, the crew is back with Cult Divinity Lost Manhattan, a game of horror and suspense that will have you questioning your reality. Saturday, we have 2 new streams. Myself hosting Adventure with Advantage, D&D5E High Fantasy Adventure at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. And the gothic horror of Curse of Strahd, run by the main man himself, Mr. Lake, which starts at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. Monday morning, our latest presentation, The Spotlight, will be a weekly summary of the fantastic stories we all have happening at TTRP Theater. It will highlight some of our characters, take a peek into the world beyond the screen, and the growing trend of being a professional player and dungeon master. And of course, we'll be back, not next Wednesday, but in future Wednesdays. We're here in the land of dark dreams. Thank you, and good night.
Bye.
Goodbye.